It feels like fall, but more importantly, it feels like football tonight at Elkhorn Stadium in a top 10 matchup between number 3 Elkhorn South and number 7 Bellevue West. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another season of high school football on Your View. It is game time, along with former Nebraska tight end Monty Kratzenstein. I'm Gary Sharp. We're glad to be back with all of you, and do we have a juicy matchup tonight, Monty? Two teams that it almost feels like a semifinal matchup in just week 2 of the high school season.
These two teams have won a lot of games over the years in two different ways. They each have their different identity. It will be really fun to watch the power and the strength of Elkhorn North against the explosiveness of Bellevue West.
An identity for Bellevue West. Now, they lost last week in the last second, 29-28 to Omaha Central. Mike Huffman has always had really good quarterbacks, and they have another one in a Northern Iowa future Panther in Will Anderson.
And Will Anderson can use his legs and use his arms. It's very tough for a defensive coordinator to prepare for that. We're going to love to watch him with the ball in his hands and decide if he's going to hurt you with his legs or if he's going to throw it up top like Bellevue West does typically.
One of the top programs in the Metro over the last 5 years, and even further than that has been Elkhorn South under Guy Rosenberg. They have an identity. They're physical. They run the football, and they got another talented running back, Fresno State commit Jaden Sutko.
Oh, and he's fun to watch. He's just a good, tough high school football player that will probably be a very good college football player. And you're right, Elkhorn South loves to run the ball between the tackles, but if those defensive backs start to peek into the backfield, they're not afraid to throw the ball either.
Should be a great game tonight. You can already sense it and smell it in the parking lot. We've got kickoff coming up next. Bellevue West and Elkhorn South from Elkhorn Stadium.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Game Time on Your View is brought to you by the University of Nebraska, Omaha. At UNO, you're not just on campus, you're in a city full of opportunity. Visit unomaha.edu to explore. And Golf USA, as golf as it gets. And by Woodhouse, a partner in your everyday since 1975. What a beautiful scene and a beautiful night for football at Elkhorn Stadium before we kick off between Elkhorn South and Bellevue West. Let's take a look at Monty's keys for tonight's game.
Absolutely, Gary. There's a couple things that we need to look at for Bellevue West Thunderbirds. First of all, they have to finish drives. They're probably going to get a lot of yards up and down the field, but they need to score in the red zone. Shore up their special teams. Coach Hoffman specifically talked about his punt coverage game, and also they're going to chuck the ball downfield. They didn't do it too much successfully against Central last week. They're going to do that this week. Elkhorn South certainly wants to run the football between the tackles. They're a big, strong team. They're going to shore up their special teams as well. Special teams always plays a big role, especially when it comes to field position, and certainly they want to open field tackle against Bellevue West and their athletes. That's the keys to the game.
Thank you very much, Monty. That's Guy Rosenberg, the 14-year head coach of Elkhorn South, couple of state titles. Mike Huffman, longtime head coach of Bellevue West, has a couple of titles as well. Elkhorn South won the toss, they deferred, and we are set to go. An absolutely gorgeous night at Elkhorn Stadium. As Elkhorn South, number 3, Bellevue West, number 7, short kickoff. It will be returned, and a good return for Bellevue West out across the 25-yard line. and they will start with really good field position on the return by Trayshawn Finley. The starting quarterback for Bellevue West, third year in the program, second year as a starter, got banged up a little bit last year. He's headed to Northern Iowa. Will Anderson, 6'1", 195 pounds is Anderson. He is a senior. Did not throw it a lot last week. He was 9 of 18 in the 1-point loss to Central for 90 yards. But he's got a big boy arm, and you know, Bellevue West, it just seems year after year, it is a quarterback. As Anderson starts, sun-splashed early evening here in Sarpy County. And the play action by Anderson immediately chased out of the pocket. Now, this is something he can do. He got a couple of runs for touchdowns on the ground. He's thrown out of bounds after a pickup of 5 yards. Let's take a look at the starting lineups there. Brought to you by Golf USA, as golf as it gets. We highlighted Will Anderson. We'll also be interested to see Dylan Miller. There's a lot of excitement for him and Monty. Jermaine Green, the wide receiver, he's headed to Northern Illinois.
They were looking to throw a ball deep out of the 4-wide set in that first, but they couldn't protect it.
They keep the ball on the ground here, and it's Miller as he pushes ahead for a pickup of 2, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2. And this is the defense that Will Anderson will be going up against, the James Kerwin defense. Elkhorn South has always been stout on that side of the ball. This year is no different. Sutko is a two-way player. Keep an eye on Griffin McDonald at linebacker.
Yep, their inside backers will get a lot of ball chasing going on tonight.
So 3rd down and 2, opening drive of the game. Will Anderson barks out the signals. Turns, quick pass is caught, and it is a first down. The ball is taken away by Cameron Wolf, but the quick toss by Anderson is caught for a first down as we get a look at the replay, almost on a 50-50 ball, pickup of 6.
You know, that receiver's hit immediately. He is down. You can see before number 1 gets the wrestles the ball away from him. It's first down, Bellevue West.
Grant Jones, 6'1", 195-pound junior tight end with the catch, and they move the sticks for the first down. Anderson, play action, quick 3-step drop, steps in the pocket, throws it deep down the field, looking for Johnson. It is caught! Johnson got past the defender, and Anderson with a big boy arm dropped it into the bucket of Bryce Johnson. And 1st and goal for the Thunderbirds.
Similar formation and play. They tried to run the first play of the game. I got protection that time and got behind the defensive secondary.
A 51-yard pass from Anderson to Johnson. And Bellevue West is on the move.
There's your chunk play.
And the play action, Anderson throws it out in the slot, and he short-armed it a little bit and skipped it in front of the intended wide receiver, which was Dellin Wright. It'll be 2nd down. A little bit more about Will Anderson. Again, headed to Northern Iowa. Last year, his season was shortened due to injury. But he is big. He has got a big boy arm. He also is the punter, as you saw there. Shows up as a 51-yard completion to Johnson. A majority of those were in the air. 2nd goal at the 9 for Bellevue West. Lost last week, 29-28. Here's Miller in a good tackle on the open field. Darting in was Griffin McDonald, who we highlighted to make the stop.
Yeah, the defensive coach has talked about Griffin and his ability to chase the ball. He made a great read on that outside zone play and shot the gap for a loss.
Elkhorn South last week won 30-7 against a really good Lincoln East team. Bellevue West was up 28-10 with 8 minutes to go, and they lost on a field goal with 9 seconds to go, 29-28. But after the long pass by Anderson, they face a 3rd down and goal just outside of the 10. Anderson stops, starts, chased, looking downfield, got to get rid of it, and just throws it out of bounds.
There you see the difficulty of making sure he's protected. They're going to get open if they're given time, but you can see the Elkhorn South 3 different times during that opening drive. They got pressure on him and forced him to scramble around.
So after the long pass, Bellevue West is held out of the end zone, and now Eli Schultz, who is a German foreign exchange student. Last week was the first time kicking. He is on to attempt a 20 or 30-yard field goal. Anderson is the holder. The snap back, the kick by Schultz is up, and it is good. And that's good to see.
Nice.
Missed a field goal in week 1, hits a 30-yarder here, and Bellevue West scratches the scoreboard first with a field goal. They're up 3-0. We'll take a look at Elkhorn South next.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
Beautiful night for football at Elkhorn Stadium. It is homecoming. So a great turnout, as it usually is, by the Elkhorn South student section. You go to a game, Monty, and you think, oh, am I going to inhale paint fumes? How long do you think those students worked on the paint job on the upper torso? Is it kickoff with Bellevue West up 3-0. Elkhorn South getting it for the first time. The short kickoff, now reversing direction. Joey Kiscone got out to the 27-yard line. And we'll get a look. Last year, Elkhorn South lost their quarterback and 1,000-yard rusher. So they're a little bit younger at quarterback. But when you say young around Elkhorn South, they love their sophomore class. And this is one of the headliners. Luke Velasic, sophomore quarterback for Elkhorn South, 6 foot, 180 pounds. They're going to play 2 quarterbacks. Velasic gets the first start. Last week in the win, 8 of 10 throwing the ball for 103 yards. He can also run it. He can catch it. And they'll start on the ground with the Fresno State Bulldog, Jaden Sutko, and he launches himself out to the 36. That's a pick of a 9 in the opening carry for Sutko, who went over 200 yards last week. So we told you about Velasic and Sutko. Really good offensive line and a really good offensive line coach here at Elkhorn South.
Yeah, and they hang their hat on that power run game. You saw it right there, pulling a big dude, getting into the seam, and getting 9 yards on first down.
A legendary offensive line coach under Guy Rosenberg, George Drennan. They'll go right back to Sutko with a pulling lineman, and Sutko bowls his way out to the 39, and that's a first down as he was running behind Alex Griffey.
Yeah, Big Alex is going to pull a lot for them. He's kind of their pulling tackle, and he's a little bit of an opposing figure when he pulls and goes after especially a secondary guy. But 2 runs and 1 first down.
Bellevue West defense, you got to look at Adrian Wilson and also Kaylee Smith. Keep an eye on Terrell Fields. He had a big week against Omaha Central. So on first down, first time that Elkhorn South will throw the ball, and they're going deep down the near side, and the pass is incomplete. There was a little battle for contact. Cameron Wolf was the intended wide receiver, the defensive back for Bellevue West that was right there with him. Kerry Smith, who had a good week last week against Central.
Almost looked like they might get a free play out of it. I thought the defensive line jumped, but he must have got back in time. Threw the ball deep, 50-50 ball, and 2 good athletes going after it right there.
3-0 our score. Bellevue West opening drive after a 51-yard pass from Anderson to Johnson. Elkhorn South held him to a field goal from 30 yards. And now a little trickery in the backfield. Velasic tried to fake toss to Sutko, but it did not confuse anybody on the Bellevue West defense, and they haul down Sutko behind the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 3rd down and long.
One back sprint option there, and he saw that he got a little panicky because of the defense there and tried to cut it back, and really well played by that Bellevue West front 4.
Nice defensive play by Gage Brown, junior defensive lineman. Get a look at Gage's. We're underway here in the first quarter. It is week 2 of the high school season. Elkhorn South number 3 behind number 1 Millard South and number 2 Omaha West Side, who both were really impressive in the opening week. Velasic will put it up. He's got plenty of time. Throws it on the crosser, completes it, and it's going to be short of a first down. He found Bennett Gilman, but Bellevue West, good pursuit to force a punt.
Elkhorn South took their receivers and flew them downfield, and then just this is one receiver pattern on the crosser. And Bellevue West played their responsibilities very well, holding short of the first down. And you see our first punt of the ball game.
Elkhorn South last year went 9-2. These are 2 teams that they get invites at the beginning of the season to the postseason. 14 straight playoff berths for Elkhorn South, 22 in a row for Bellevue West. The low snap and the kick in it will be returned. And the return taken on by Smith, who returned a punt for a touchdown last week from 36 yards. The snap was low, and Smith got it all the way out to the 40-yard line. And we'll get a look at Will Anderson's offense for the second time tonight.
A couple negative things on that for Elkhorn South. They rolled the snap back. Good play by the punter to field it, but just a low line drive kick right to him. Made the first guy miss and got extra yards up the field.
It was a good play by Brett Barr. He would think he was playing shortstop. So first down and 10 at the 40. Bellevue West with the football for the second time tonight. In Will Anderson, headed to Northern Iowa, returning quarterback. Well, that is a good fraternity at Bellevue West. Mike Huffman has developed a lot of really good skill players and linemen. He's got one of them on his staff, A.J. Forbes, who had a nice career out at Montana, started at Nebraska, and then ended up at Montana. And the penalty on Bellevue West before the snap.
You know, Bellevue West is known for its skill players, but whenever they've been at their best, they've always had one or two All-State type offensive linemen.
Mike Pekorski, one of the better offensive line coaches in the entire state. You just asked Jalen Bradley how important the Pigs in Purple up front were. They call them the Playmakers in Purple. A little bit of different of a swag unit this year. Anderson chased out of the pocket, looks downfield, and now he's chased out of bounds.
Nice play there by the linebacker, number 11, Max McCoy, who did a nice job of almost spying as Will Anderson went ahead and didn't have the initial look and took off scrambling. Nice play by the linebacker.
Last year, Bellevue West went 7-4. It's a little bit of a different identity. They don't have as much well-known star power. But you know, by the end of the year, there'll be a lot of these players that will be household names throughout Bellevue. Second down and 16, and a whistle before the snap. You're at Elkhorn Stadium. It is homecoming. Just an absolutely gorgeous night. The 5th of September. Kickoff temperature 72 degrees. The ball placement may be off a little bit. Ron Stolman is our referee, veteran referee throughout the Metro. And they're resetting the play clock. So it's back at 25. Second down and 16. You're going to look at Will Anderson. Now, who wouldn't want to play quarterback in this offense? Play action, roll out, toss to the flat, and it is going to be a sprint down the sidelines there, and finally knocked out of bounds. Wright, who did not catch a football last week, and there are flags down as Wright downfield was trying to read his block, and some of those blocks took a little bit too long, and this one is coming back.
That's Bellevue West version of the triple option there, where they read that inside linebacker and then they throw it out, has a blocker out there, and they got to the outside, but the second block at the third level was certainly a hold, so this big play is going to come back.
That is exactly Ron Stolman, big fan of Monty's, agrees with him, and this is coming back, so a big play is Wright. 6'1", 170 was in a foot race, and there you get a great look. Great job by our crew that's with us tonight here on Game Time.
That wasn't a 50-50 hold. That was 100%.
Yeah, and if you're going to do it, you can't do it right in front of the official. The second down and 10 to the 40-yard line. 3-0 in favor of Bellevue West. Green in motion, gets the handoff, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield. That one was read really well by Griffin McDonald.
There you see outstanding coaching by the defensive staff. They saw the guy go in motion with that jet sweep, and then you see that number 0, who we've talked about already in just a short period of time, shot the gap and made a play, outstanding play. So now all of a sudden we're 3rd and long for the Bellevue West offense, but something that they aren't necessarily uncomfortable with as well as they can throw it.
It'd be important tonight for Bellevue West to get Green untracked. He is preseason All-Stater, headed to Northern Illinois. Now Will Anderson faces 3rd down and 15. Change the play at the line of scrimmage, and his head coach, Mike Huffman, is going to take a timeout. And this will be a stern talking to. I think They were changing the play, and now we'll see what play they come up with when you return. 3-0 here in the first quarter. Bellevue West leads Elkhorn South.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
So after the timeout, 3rd down and 15 for Bellevue West. We'll see what Mike Huffman, 13th-year head coach of Bellevue West, in his discussion with his quarterback, what they go with. Whereas James out of the backfield, and Anderson is chased again on the run. Throws downfield, and it is incomplete. Had a couple of wide receivers in the neighborhood. But Bellevue West will be forced to punt. And Anderson, he also is the punter. We'll get a look on after he got rid of the ball. Tweaked something as he came to the sideline.
Yeah, they don't have a punter in the game right now.
Well, that's Anderson, and now, no, this is a different punter.
Number 12.
So Caleb Goodwater, the backup quarterback, is also the punter. Take a look at Will Anderson on the sidelines as Goodwater, his first punt of the season. It's a pretty good one. It'll bounce at the 35. It'll be down at the 37. Didn't see anything. There was no hit. It's when Anderson was rolling out on the sidelines, and there he is. And you can see what he's doing with that left shoulder. It's not his throwing shoulder. Now we'll see what Guy Rosenberg dials up with the sophomore quarterback, Luke Velasic. 3-0 here midway through the first quarter.
Backup punter, just, oh, by the way, you got 3 seconds. Run out there and go ahead and kick that ball, would you? I hope he was ready.
That is also another thing that is at Bellevue West, we've seen a stretch of the quarterback is also the punter. As Velasic with his second series. And they'll keep it on the ground.
Ooh.
And a big hit.
Ooh.
Joey Kiscone with the carry, and he took a pop from Jerez James, who came up in the hole and delivered with his shoulder a hit that knocked the running back down for a slight pickup of 3 yards.
So you say you want to be a football player, huh? Oh, my. That was about as good a high school hit as you're going to see. He was kind of dancing a little bit sideways, but took it right in the chest.
He came up from deep, and you can see he's back playing a safety position here on 2nd down and 7. Velasic spins it, looking out of the backfield, and the pass is incomplete. And that was a dangerous toss into the flat with the defender closing in on Kiscone, and it falls incomplete. Now 3rd down and 7.
You can see once again pressure from the inside there, and just one-on-one coverage, and basically had nowhere to go with it. Probably if he makes a bad throw in that inside position, that could be going back the other direction. So behind the chains once again for their second drive, and now it's 3rd down and 7, and take a little bit of time here and figure out what they're going to do.
Elkhorn South about as steady as it goes. Consistency. They're 50-9 in the last 5+ years. Velasic will throw it on 3rd down, rolling out near the sideline, and there was nobody open downfield, and he is bumped out of bounds.
Yeah, that's just a well-defended play there. Basic rollout. They had 4 receivers in the pattern, and Bellevue West at all 3 levels did their job. Put a little pressure on. The linebackers found the secondary receivers, and the safety covered the deep ones. Very good defensive play by Bellevue West.
Good pursuit by Peyton Francis. The transfer from Papillion La Vista, and back-to-back punts that Bellevue West has forced. And Barr is back. The first punt, the snap was low. He fielded like he was playing shortstop, his best Bobby Witt Jr. This time, good snap. And it is away. It'll be returned from the 25-yard line. Once again.
Look out.
And this one could be trouble. Smith, who returned a punt for a touchdown last year, takes it all the way back.
Laundry on the field, Chief.
To the 32. And there's a flag back down at the 38. It was during the return as Smith was returned 2 punts tonight.
Well, you can see how dangerous he is, can't you?
A 36-yard punt return for a touchdown last week, and here's Ron Stolman.
During the return, holding. Return team, number 2. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
So that's 2 big plays already here in the first quarter that Bellevue West had taken back, much to the dismay of Mike Huffman, graduate of Nebraska Kearney. 105 wins, 2 state titles at Bellevue West for Coach Huffman. Won the title in 2016, 2019.
Yeah, they've won a lot of games, especially they went through that stretch in 18, 19, 21, where they were winning 10, 12, 13 games right there at the stretch.
They have won a playoff game at Bellevue West an amazing 10 straight years. They've been in the postseason 22 straight years. And Will Anderson is out at quarterback. See that left shoulder that he was trying to loosen up. His throwing shoulder is his right one, and this one he airmails to the intended wide receiver.
Once again, you see Elkhorn South playing that deep zone, making sure to keep people in front of him right there, and just got on his back foot a little bit, which caused that ball to be a little bit too high, and decent coverage, just a little pitch and catch there that you gotta. I know Huffman would like him to make that throw and that catch right there.
Second down and 10, 3-0 in favor of Bellevue West on a 30-yard field goal on the opening drive of the game. They will run the ball with Dylan Miller, and Miller had a hole and it quickly closed up.
Yeah, that's one of those one block away plays right there. Either saw it open up, and then at the second level, a lineman didn't quite get that block. If he gets that block, we might be calling a touchdown right now.
Miller, who is only a junior, last year he flashed on defense, playing linebacker, but he has turned into the main running back for Bellevue West, who faces a 3rd down and 5, and they'll run it again with Miller. Sutko coming up from his linebacker spot, grabbed onto Miller. Miller tried to drag him a couple of yards. They're going to be about a yard short, so it'll be 4th down and 1. Remember that Will Anderson is the quarterback and the punters. You're going to look at Fresno State commit Jaden Sutko, who last year his season was upended by injuries, and they are going for it on 4th down and 2. Or is this a pooch punt? And now this takes the decision maybe out of your hands, because Ron Stolman has dropped his flag on the field. And we've seen a lot of Ron Stolman tonight, unfortunately, here in the first quarter. They may not have enough men on the field.
Dead ball. Illegal substitution on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
It looked like Huffman made the decision right away, because I saw an extra lineman come into the ball game right there, but it seemed like there were a couple guys who didn't quite get the message.
So they will punt the football away, and penalties have been a little bit of the story early on for Bellevue West. Will Anderson, talk about his big and powerful arm. How about his leg? Last year he punted for 36 yards per punt. Against Omaha Central, 2 punts, 57.5 yards. And this is another good punt, but it takes an Elkhorn South bounce, and it will go out at the 35-yard line. Anderson had a 67-yard punt last week in the opener against Omaha Central. 3:12 to go here in the first quarter, and this is a planned rotation. Charlie Buller is a junior, so Guy Rosenberg said that Luke Velasic would get the first 2 series. Buller would get the next 2. And so Buller is on after the Storm have punted in their first 2 series.
It's really kind of interesting, because neither of them have one specific thing that they do better than the other. They're pretty similar in their skill sets.
Buller, 6'2", 175, is a junior, and he hands it off. And pinballing his way out across the 40 is Jaden Sutko. Last week, Sutko had a great game. As you get a look at Buller, Sutko ran the ball in the 30-7 win over Lincoln East. 21 times, 207 yards.
And this is where Elkhorn South feels more comfortable when they're down second and 4. Whole playbook is at his disposal.
They will run it once again behind that big line, handing it off to Sutko.
The quarterback kept that one on that deal. I think that.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah,
Charlie Buller with the carry.
Stuck in his belly and then pulled it out. It's probably some sort of a read.
Vlasic and Buller are new to the position at quarterback in a starting role. Now,
this is their best short yardage formation.
This is a familiar look. That's a familiar run, but Sutko is gobbled up by 4 Thunderbirds. It is a rhino package is what it is called. It's been a staple of Guy Rosenberg. Usually it's like the tush push for the Eagles. It's successful. In this case, it is not. And it'll be 4th down and 1.
Yeah, look at that push inside. Some big old linemen getting a good push for the Bellevue West Thunderbirds there. They as well knew it was going to be probably an off-tackle power play, and they stuffed them.
Micah Santiago and Raul Mejia leading the charge, and that'll force the 3rd straight punt here in the first quarter for Elkhorn South. Now, I don't think I've seen the rhino package denied very often, and a great punt by Barr. This will chase Smith back to the 10, and now he's got some green space, and this is dangerous. He weaves his way upfield, and he'll return it all the way to the 33. So he got a 23-yard punt return after a great punt by Barr. And with 64 seconds to go here in the first quarter, here comes Will Anderson again. So we've had some exchanges of punts. The lone score, a 30-yard field goal for Bellevue West off of the right foot of Eli Schultz. An empty backfield. Johnson, who on the opening drive caught a 51-yard touchdown pass, is at the bottom of your screen. Anderson turns, throws it to the boundary, and it is caught by Green, and he is brought down right away. So a little pitch and catch, and the tackle on the play by Javon Quinn.
You see the differences in the offense there. Elkhorn South on first down, they get 6 yards out of their power run game. This is what Bellevue West likes to do: play a little pitch and catch, get 5 yards, get second down and 5, and once again, the playbook is wide open.
Jermaine Green now 5 catches on the season for 42 yards. 6'1", 195-pound senior headed to Northern Illinois. 4 options in the passing game for Anderson. He looks left. He throws it to Johnson, who makes the catch. He's got a first down, and he's out near midfield.
There's some arm strength in that quarterback right there. You can see what Northern Iowa has seen in him. He took 1 step back. That's a long throw from where he threw it.
Completes it to Bryce Johnson, and it's a first down for Bellevue West, just shy of midfield. So Anderson has gone right. He's gone left out into the flat. You want to get guys in space, just a little pitch and catch. Sounds simple. A lot of quarterbacks, regardless of level, have troubles with it. Anderson, another quick toss to Johnson. And he looked like he fell down inside of Elkhorn South territory now at the 47. But they've got some tempo going as well, Monty, as we reach the end of the first quarter. We'll keep an eye on that as we will travel to the second quarter. Bellevue West trying to avert their first 0-2 start since 2009. They're off to a 3-0 lead on Elkhorn South on a 30-yard field goal that split the pipes on Game Time.
Hey,
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to let you know how much your case is potentially worth. I'm here with TV personality and spokesman Tom Mustin. So, Tom, tell the viewers at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault, give us a call right now. You'll speak with a live person and find out how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. You heard it. Take advantage of this opportunity. Call now.
Welcome back to Elkhorn Stadium as we begin the second quarter. That's where the whole crew was before we came to our home for Friday Night Lights.
You a bass fisherman? That looks like a bass fisherman.
All the time.
Yeah.
You think there's bass in that lake?
Absolutely. Huge ones.
Just a random lake. They have a lot of those around here in Sarpy County as we begin the second quarter. And Bellevue West keeps it on the ground for one of the rare times on this drive. Rez James, who running back quarterback. When Anderson got hurt last year, he moved to quarterback, but he is dynamic at running back, and it'll be 3rd down and 3.
Count the people in the box there, Gary. We're going to see a lot of times what Mike Huffman likes to do is just count them, and based on what the defense is, that's what they're calling the play right now as we speak.
James is in the backfield with Anderson. Play action, little toss out to the flat, 1st down. He found his big tight end, Jacob Coyer, at 6'3", 210, who makes his first catch of the season, and that is a 1st down. Well, they kind of keep you, it's not necessarily a football term, but I'm going to make it one, Monty. They keep you on skates on offense. This little pitch and catch, throw to the flats, throw to the boundary type offense they have going now.
You have to defend the whole field, and that's the whole concept of the offense, is making sure you can make a tackle in the open field and make sure you defend the whole field.
And Anderson has a lot of options.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's got an option of 1st down. Rolls right. Protection now in pursuit. Anderson's got to get rid of it. He tried to dump it off to Coyer at 6'3" and just sent it a little bit over his outstretched arm. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
They tried to send number 14, Grant Jones, on a little double move over the middle there, and really well played by the defensive secondary of Elkhorn South. I think they were looking for a big one on a double move, but didn't have it.
You're going to see a pursuit here. Isaac Pemberton, number 11. He's kind of new to the defense. He's a senior in terms of playing multiple snaps. Had a nice game last week against Lincoln East. Now it's 2nd down and 10. And the toss to James. James with a head of steam, and there's going to be a flag down back in the area of holding as James goes down after a pickup of 7. This was a problem in the first quarter for the Thunderbirds, and it looks like another penalty is going to push him back after a solid pickup.
You certainly could see the explosiveness. He got going pretty quick there on that toss sweep.
Holding on the offense. Number
This
14.
will not
10-yard penalty in the
Mike
previous
Huffman
spot.
happy
2nd
at
down.
all. Taking some nice chunk plays off the board, and we'll get a good look here on where it was.
You know, he threw it pretty early. I think the initial right there, 14 went ahead and grabbed it. The guy got to his inside shoulder, and he went ahead and grabbed him. So it happened pretty early in that play.
Non-district game tonight here in week number 2. We're still a couple of weeks away from district play. 9 games in the regular season. Before the postseason, 16 teams in Class A in Nebraska begins on the road to Memorial Stadium. 2nd down and 20 for Will Anderson. Empty backfield, and here comes a blitz. And it's McDonald, and he sacks him. Griffin McDonald blitz from his linebacker spot and brings down Will Anderson. That will be a loss of 4.
Defensive coach Mark Waller talked about how they're going to pick their spots when they blitz, and this was the perfect one where they weren't looking for it. They hadn't shown that package before, and there's our guy, number 0, that had an open look, and now we got 3rd and a mile.
They return 6 starters on defense from their 9-2 state quarterfinal team last year. 3rd and 23. Empty backfield for Anderson. 3-step drop. Good protection. Steps up. Now he has to scramble out of the way. Now stops, throws it downfield, and it is incomplete. There was a collision between the wide receiver and the defensive back. Johnson wanted a penalty. You got to look at his frustration. There is no flag, and Bellevue West will have to punt once again.
You see, they had plenty of time, but with as much to gain, their defensive backfield was real deep. That probably could have been a penalty at one time, but the ball was thrown far enough out of bounds. It's probably a good thing they didn't call it.
Look at this hit again. So Anderson has taken a lot of hits, and McDonald, who just sacked Will Anderson, was in on the quarterback once again. Forces the incompletion and forces another punt. Just into the second quarter. Stay tuned at halftime. There's some special guests that are going to join us here at Elkhorn Stadium from University of Nebraska, Omaha. We're so glad to have UNO with us this year. And also, we're going to let you know more about Cox Charities.
Yeah, number 0 just lost a lot of Gatorade on his way off the field. This, again, welcome to early season high school football. Had a little too much Gatorade and left a little bit of it over there on the yard marker, and the rest of it in the trash can.
That's why we got mine. That's football.
No foul on the play. No foul on the play. We have an injury timeout on the defense. Player's been substituted. Be 4th down.
So they threw a flag, and as Ron Stolman described to you, for an injury and just some miscommunication. So now we're set for another punt. And Will Anderson, the quarterback, is also the punter. And he sends this one away with a lot of heat. Taken at the 15-yard line by Bennett Gilman. And Gilman runs it right back up the middle of the field up to the 35. So we talked in the open some of the keys, Monty. Those special teams that week 1, especially at the high school level, can kind of be a little bit of a crapshoot. We've seen special teams have a fairly important role early on in this game.
You can see the danger of the receivers or the returners and how they can get big yardage, but we have a whole lot of penalties on those returns as well. So a little give and take right there.
So second series for Charlie Buller. Luke Velasic started. Velasic's the sophomore. Buller is the junior. And he'll start this series at his own 34-yard line. Sutko in motion. And a toss to Sutko with blockers in front. Sutko turns it up. And he'll pick up about 3 hard-earned yards before he runs into Terrell Fields. Fields last year in a limited role as a 5'9", 205-pound linebacker had 17 tackles. That is already his 11th tackle of the season. Sutko now in the backfield. And under pressure is Buller. Now Buller tucks it upfield. Boy, he takes a big hit from Fields out at the 39-yard line. That's going to set up 3rd down and 5. Just nothing downfield on either side.
No, both defensive backfields seem like they're trying to keep everything in front of them. You saw some initial pressure there from Bellevue West, and both teams getting some initial pressure on the quarterback to get them out of the pocket.
3-0 early field goal on the opening drive of the game for Bellevue West. In Bellevue West 0-1, Elkhorn South 1-0. Top 10 matchup. Kind of feels like a postseason game on week 2. Direct snap to Sutko. Fakes the little pop pass, and Sutko calls his own number, and he's got a 1st down. So in the Wildcat formation, Jaden Sutko took the direct snap. Little fake on the end around to Dietrich, and plowed his way into Bellevue West territory.
Yeah, that was a new little package, a little wrinkle there where nothing's better than a Wildcat, because then you get an extra blocker out there in front, and there's probably nobody you'd rather have carrying the ball than Jaden Sutko.
6'2", 225, that's coming at you as Bellevue West lineman is down. That is Gage Brown. Retying his shoes. As we see this early in the year, the cramping issues, I think this was just an equipment issue for Brown. I think the left shoe, he had trouble tying it, so the trainer came out and tied his shoe, and good to see that Gage is okay.
No, back in the day, we didn't have trainers that would tie our shoes for us. Sure.
Well, now a lot of times you spat your shoes.
Oh yeah.
You tape them over. Buller's pass, nice completion out to the flat, and that'll be close to a first down as Ethan Stiggy makes the catch for his first reception of the year, and it is a first down for Elkhorn South. This is their best offensive drive so far of the night.
A little tempo here.
Hand off to Sutko. Lots of patience running behind his big blockers over the right side of the line, and he's got 9. So now that Elkhorn South running game that last week ran for nearly 300 yards on Lincoln East, it's starting to lean on Bellevue West, and they're leaning on number 19, Jaden Sutko.
Absolutely, and that's going to be a factor as we get longer and longer in the game. He's one of those kids that gets better as the game goes on.
Saw a quick look at Guy Rosenberg, 14-year head coach of Elkhorn South. Buller pulls it out, and Buller's going to be whipped down maybe a yard of 2. Dontel McNeil with the tackle.
Another first down, just moving the chains methodically. This is Elkhorn South football here. This is what they want to do, is control the ball with their running game.
In their first 4 possessions tonight, they've had to punt the football. Now they will snap it here on first down at the 27-yard line. And the lead handoff, Buller keeps it and maneuvers his way for about 4 yards. You're right, Bonnie, this is very methodical on the play calling from Elkhorn South. They haven't taken a big shot yet. They just moved the ball down the field running it.
But they haven't had any loss plays here, and that's key. Staying up through the chains and having a 2nd down and 6 situation. Again, they're probably in 4-down territory already.
Handoff Sutko. Sutko breaks through, and a touchdown saving tackle by Adrian Wilson. Once Sutko got through the hole, he was picking up speed. You're going to see Wilson with a touchdown saving tackle, or Sutko is hitting his head on the goalpost. They go right back to Sutko as he plows his way inside of the 10-yard line.
Their offense, they just have enough pullers where they run outside zone or they run inside zone, where they have enough pullers where those linebackers can't just have one key. And that's pretty important, especially when you're playing high school linebacker. Those coaches are saying, watch one guy, watch out for this. But they do a lot of, it's a simple looking offense, but they do a lot of different things with motion and pullers that make it hard on a linebacker especially.
Yeah, Jaden Sutko, he is old-fashioned tough, and he'll carry the football again, cutting to the outside to the end zone, touchdown.
That, fellas, is an Elkhorn South offensive drive. That's exactly what they wanted to before the game. The coaches talked about that's exactly what they wanted to do. They threw the ball a couple times just to keep them honest, keep the defensive backs and the perimeter honest, but it was your best running back with the ball.
Unfortunately, this is coming back, but we're not going to take the highlight back. That was a good run by Sutko. So Bellevue West, who was plagued in the first quarter by big plays being taken off the board due to flags, this 10-yard touchdown run by Sutko, it's just a memory for the scrapbook, and the holding call on Elkhorn South will move them back to the 19-yard line. That'll set up 2nd down and 16.
And I didn't see it. I was watching kind of the back side on that, but obviously is a hold that caused the big hole in the front side.
So Buller, with a little bit more room to work, will put it up. Spins out of the pocket. Little toss downfield is incomplete. He was looking for his intended wide receiver, Pemberton. He was covered, and Buller throws it out of bounds. And now it is 3rd down and 16. From here, it would be about a 36-yard field goal if that's what Guy Rosenberg elected to do.
Part of me thinks that maybe hand the ball inside to Sutko and get the ball in the middle of the field and let your field goal kicker try to tie it up.
Sutko carries, escapes one tackle, spins away from another inside of the 5. And that is going to be close to a first down. He needed 16. Sutko got 15. So this is a decision. I'm sure the Rhino package is coming as Sutko, look at this, had a touchdown taken off the board. What a spin move. He hit the X button. Now it'll be 4th down and 1. And Elkhorn South will take a timeout to discuss the most important play they've had tonight. Down 3-0. 4th and 1. So they can get a first down as you get a look at Jaden Sutko. Headed to Fresno State.
And when you have a player like Jaden Sutko, you can just run an inside run play. He can, as you said, hit the X button, make a spin, get to the outside. There it is right there where he puts his foot in the ground, makes a nice spin move right there. And then watch the strength here. Shoulder right down in there. And all of a sudden now you're 4th down and 1. What, your 3rd and 16, 15?
3rd and 16.
And didn't have to do anything fancy. Just hand the ball off to the best player on the field right now and give yourself a chance.
Guy Rosenberg, 119 and 31 here at Elkhorn South.
So you're saying he knows how to win?
Yeah. He's kind of won everywhere he's been. He was at Des Moines Roosevelt before he came to the Omaha area. Elkhorn South 50 and 9 in the last 5 years. They won B titles in 15, 16. Runners up in A in 20 and 23. Here's the Rhino package. And they hand it off to Sutko. And Sutko to the corner, touchdown. He gets it this time.
Yeah, we can call that the Sutko drive right there. That was all him the whole time. And even though a lot of us knew what was going to happen with that Rhino package, you just got to stop it. Number 19 is a load.
Well, you've got so many more blockers than you're used to, and then you've got Sutko, who is 6'2", 225, did a good job of breaking to the outside and scores his 3rd touchdown of the year. So he had 1 touchdown taken away on the hold on this drive. This one will not be taken away, and the PAT is up, and it is good off the right foot of Jackson Mawson. Here's the touchdown that has put the Storm on top.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books. Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Who is the next Jaden Sutko playing on the berm area?
That's the best. That's the best playing a little bit of football there on the sidelines and on the hill.
Or dressed as a walrus on homecoming night here at Elkhorn South. Jaden Sutko's 4-yard touchdown run, his 3rd of the year, culminates a 12-play, 66-yard drive, 4 minutes, 58 seconds, and the ensuing kickoff goes out of bounds, so it'll be good field position for Bellevue West. Sutko already has 80 yards rushing. He had 207 last week. 62, according to our fine statistician, John Cotta, happened on that drive.
Speaking of my tee shots, that was a kind of a duck hook off the tee there. I think 23 kind of like that one back, but you're going to have some pretty decent field position to start this.
Now they will start after the penalty. It was a 15-yard penalty, so you start at the 35-yard line. Bellevue West got a field goal on their opening drive. They kind of shot themselves in the foot with some key penalties, but they may have found the formula with a little pitch and catch from Anderson to Johnson to Green on that last drive. As Anderson turns, play action, chased out of the pocket, and tosses it to the far sideline and got rid of it and got the completion for minimal gain into the hands of Grant Jones.
You know, Mike Hoffman mentioned that he wants to throw the ball downfield, wants to be more aggressive, wants to get their swag back. But the problem is if you don't give your guy time to throw it, I think they have some advantages and they have some receivers that can get open down there, but you just got to give them a little bit of time, and they haven't had enough of the time.
Mike Huffman, already in his 13th year. Great family, active in the Bellevue community, and there's that pitch and catch to Johnson. They hooked up for 51 yards back in the first quarter, and this time, again, you get Bryce Johnson in space, and you can see he weaves his way behind the blocker and was able to get downfield for a first down and move the ball into Elkhorn South territory.
That's a 2-on-2 play out there, and all you do is make one guy miss, and you're in business.
A new set of downs for Anderson. He'll toss under pressure, and out of the backfield is Miller. And Miller is out of bounds at the 40-yard line. He took a shoulder bump from Horngreeby, but it was set up as a screen. Anderson had some good patience. You know, that's not easy as a young quarterback, Monty, to execute a screenplay where you have to throw it over the ensuing defender.
And one way to slow down that pass rush we just talked about is call a screen pass, and it was pretty successful on first down. Now you're second down and one. You might have a chance to take a shot.
Two wide receivers to the top, two to the bottom in this formation. Empty backfield. Anderson turns, slings it out to Green. Green trying to make a move to find space, and he's going to be knocked down. Looks like maybe enough for a first down. They just needed a yard.
You know, where's that yellow line? I'm pretty good watching games on TV when the yellow line is here.
Well, now we have the virtual measurement in the NFL, and it is not enough for a first down, so it's going to be third down and short. Good pursuit by Elkhorn South that now leads 7-3 after the Sutco 4-yard touchdown run here in the second quarter. High snap again to Green. Blocker in front. Green's got a first down. You know, you almost treat these like runs.
Oh,
these little
absolutely.
4 or 5 yard passes.
And you know, 90% of the teams in high school football and on third down and one are going to hand the ball inside, especially when you've got big offensive linemen like they do. But that's Mike Huffman. That's the Bellevue West offense. If they have numbers out there, they're going to pitch it, they're going to catch it, and they're going to get a few yards and make you tackle in open space.
Green's one to watch. He's a 10-800. Anderson doesn't look his way. Instead, he can't connect with Johnson. So a little comeback for Johnson. And the pass is incomplete. Second down.
The other thing you're seeing is Elkhorn South is rotating a little bit to two deep safety. So they're thinking a little bit like we're thinking that, hey, they're going to make them articulate down the field instead of going over the top of it, and they're going to hope they make a mistake somewhere along the way.
Get a look at Ethan Stiggy. Also in your
Is that a
picture,
word?
Bennett Gilman.
Matriculate?
Yes. Matriculate down the field.
Matriculate.
Yes.
See, I knew it wasn't right. That word of the day, toilet paper's not working for me.
You were close. Here's Anderson. He'll put it up once again. Now chased out of the pocket, and he'll just tiptoe out of bounds. Wise decision. Elkhorn South and Bellevue West as well, both of them have done a really good job in their coverage that has forced a lot of quarterbacks to tuck it and step out of bounds or throw it away.
Yeah, those safeties that have been instructed to don't let anybody behind them, and they did a nice job, especially in that situation where you're second and long. Now you're third and long here. You're going to see a little bit of rotation even at the snap where they're going to probably rotate into a two-deep safety.
So Anderson changes the play at the line of scrimmage. Facing a three-man front. And there's a flag before the snap. And Ron Stolman, who's been busy here in the early going in Elkhorn Stadium on the campus of Elkhorn High.
Full start. Offense, number 62. Third down.
Now that'll push him back to the 44. If got to get to the 25-yard line. So it's 3rd down and 19. 7-3 Elkhorn South. Anderson rolls out. He's got a lot of room to run down the sideline. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage. He had a couple of touchdown runs last week against Central.
This might be kind of interesting because you're at the 34-yard line, so I don't know if punting is going to do you a whole lot of good.
It'll be 4th down and 9. See Mike Huffman signaling the play. He's also the play caller. They will go for it, we think. Now remember, Anderson is also the punter. We've seen situations where they will pooch it, but it looks like they're going for it here. And here comes Elkhorn South. And Anderson throws it towards the end zone for Johnson. And it is caught. Touchdown.
And oh, by the way, if you can protect and if you get their athletes a chance to get even with their safeties, they're going to win some one-on-one battles, and that's exactly what happened. I think we're going to have a penalty. I think we might have spiked the ball after the touchdown, but he'll probably take that.
So Bryce Johnson on the end of another big pass from Will Anderson. First quarter 51, this one's 34. It's a touchdown. First score of the night for Bellevue West.
Touchdown is good. After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 8, White. That penalty would be enforced on the kickoff.
So Will Anderson, again, you see that big arm. And on 4th down, they convert it. All the yardage was in the air, and Johnson looked up and caught it in the back of the end zone.
Got some initial time, then gave himself a little bit more with a little bit of scramble, and great throw, great catch.
And the PAT from Schultz is up and good. And it's 10-7. Here's the toss from Anderson. There's the catch from Johnson.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
There's Bryce Johnson, who has his first touchdown reception of the season, and Bellevue West is back on top with another 3-point lead. 10-7 with 2:56 to go here in the first half from Elkhorn Stadium. Number 3 Elkhorn South 1-0. Number 7 Bellevue West trying to bounce back from a last-second loss to Omaha Central.
Just what the doctor ordered for Bellevue West after that long drive from Elkhorn South to have that response and that answer.
We'll see who will come in at quarterback here for Elkhorn South on this drive, as this kickoff was short, and the great field position for Elkhorn South is returning the kickoff. Joey Kiscone got it out to the 42-yard line.
A 15-yard penalty on the touchdown made a little difference in field position here with 2:49 left. Probably give them enough time to go ahead and run their typical offense. They probably don't have to go into some sort of hurry-up situation, as right now they don't.
Last drive for Elkhorn South, it was the touchdown drive, as Velasic will come in at quarterback. 12 plays, 66 yards, the majority on the ground with Jaden Sutko. And Sutko is in the backfield with Velasic. Now 10-7. Velasic only a sophomore. Drops back to pass. Slings it downfield, and it is intercepted. Johnson with the interception.
Tried to catch him a little bit, looked in the backfield expecting a run, but great play by Johnson, great coverage, and went up after the ball. We'll see on the replay here, just basically full protection, runs a fade one-on-one to the outside. You can see the defensive back with great position on the outside shoulder, and there's just athleticism going up and getting that football.
For Bryce Johnson, the last two plays have involved him. A touchdown reception and now an interception. And he's rewarded with staying on the field as a two-way star. Oh, Bellevue West. Their offense has started to click here in the last couple of drives. They finally got in the end zone. And the ball at the 28-yard line with 2:43 to go, so plenty of time. And they sling it out of the backfield, and this will be a good, solid first down pickup. As on the reception from Will Anderson, he's able to find Trayshawn Finley, sophomore running back.
Just a little two-man formation out there where you pitch it out there and let him get some yardage. Good tackle, but nonetheless, it's 4 yards on the first down play.
See what Anderson does here, though. Keep it on the ground with Miller, and Miller's got a first down. Pulls his way out to the 42. That's a pickup of 10. Jalen Bradley, Javon Ducker, some of the most recognizable names of recent at running back. Dylan Miller, who playing more running back this year, a good pickup on a first down.
And there you saw on the replay that those outside pass plays slow down those linebackers in their plugs and their B gaps. And so the first step isn't necessarily attacking, even on a straight dive play like we saw.
Again, coming up at halftime, we'll introduce you to how you can get involved with Cox Charities and also our good friends from the University of Nebraska, Omaha. Anderson, play action. Plenty of time. Throws it down the field, and it is incomplete. No, it's deflected into the hands of Johnson.
Oh, wow.
So the pass was broken up. Wright went up to make the catch, came down. The ball popped up. Johnson was right there. It is Bryce Johnson's quarter, and we're just living in it. Wow.
He landed down without it. It popped back up, and Johnson with the heads-up play. My goodness.
All the way down to the 20-yard line. I think we're going to be looking at that play for a while as Anderson sails this over the head of Johnson.
Yeah, it's like he had it in his hands. He didn't have control of it. And so when he hit, the ball popped up, and Johnny on the spot, or Bryce on the spot.
Once again, Wright gets upended. Boom! Ball comes out. Johnson right there. And he carries it an additional 11 yards. Oh, what awareness by Bryce Johnson, who's got a touchdown reception, an interception, and probably a SportsCenter highlight play. All in this quarter. All in the span of about 2.5 minutes. Second down and 10. Anderson under pressure. Throws it back to his big tight end, Corey. And a big collision. As Corey got a couple of more yards as coming up to make the tackle, Will Dietrich put his head down, but Corey lowered his, or Coyer, excuse me, lowered his at 6'3", 210 and got a couple of additional yards.
Looks like we have another illegal block penalty of some sort, whether it be a holding. Might be a holding in that area. They're running a little screen past their tight end, and we saw a big collision, but I think we also saw an illegal block here.
Block in the back on the offense, number 62. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down.
Look at the Bellevue West Brain Trust. Another penalty here in the first half. They lead 10-7, minute 42 to go. Keep an eye on Bryce Johnson. He's the lone wide receiver near the Bellevue West boundary. See if Bellevue West takes a big shot here. Nope, they keep it on the ground with Miller. And Miller is bottled up after a pickup of 4. Is in on the tackle. Tristan Brewer, veteran lineman, 3-year starter on the offensive side. In on the tackle, also Cooper Perrion. Perrion and Brewer two rare 3-year starters on the lines for Elkhorn South.
If I'm Elkhorn South defense, I'm finding Bryce Johnson best I can, maybe putting some hindrance of him at the line of scrimmage to keep him from getting deep behind the safeties.
So 3rd down and 17. Bellevue West has converted some big plays on 3rd and 4th down. Anderson looking for another big play. Throws it towards the end zone for Green. Overshoots him, and it's incomplete. Green kind of shortened his route, Monty, and coming back on the ball, Bennett Gilman of Elkhorn South had an attempt on the interception in the end zone. You see Gilman, he taps his chest and says, "My bad." This would have been a heck of a play if he would have been able to come down with the interception.
You see the offensive receiver slowed down right there. As he was looking up for the ball, he broke his stride. Defensive back did not. He made a nice play on the ball. Good play by defensive backfield there.
So 4th down and 17. Bellevue West will go for it.
Did you bring pressure here, Gary?
Well, there's Bryce Johnson. Then I'll answer your question. James in the backfield with Anderson. Johnson to his left, out in the pattern. Anderson looks for Johnson, and it's incomplete. And there's a flag in the end zone. Johnson, the pass was underthrown, but Johnson and Williamson got tangled up in the corner of the end zone, and the flag comes out, and that's going to be defensive pass interference on Elkhorn South.
You hear defensive backs coach say all the time, teaching their defensive backs not to panic, and certainly that defensive back didn't need to panic. The throw was out of bounds. It probably wasn't going to be a completion anyway, but because Johnson was behind him, he panicked a little bit, grabbed him, took him to the ground, and that is a penalty every time.
Pass interference. Defense, number 7. Half the distance to the goal from the previous spot. 4th down.
And the argument on the Elkhorn South sideline is that was that ball catchable?
Got to be honest, I don't know enough about the high school rules, college rules, NFL rules. It's high school. I don't know that's even a thing.
So Bellevue West will take a timeout as the penalty, though, does not result in an automatic 1st down. Now that's a difference in high school football because it is 4th down and 3. So Mike Huffman will take a timeout with 36 seconds to go here in the first half. Doesn't want to have this opportunity go by the wayside.
Has 1 timeout left. So they can run the ball, get the 1st down, and certainly either spike the ball or run another play. With 1 timeout left, they're not in any sort of real hurry situation here down on the 14-yard line.
Football is back. High school football now week 2 here in Nebraska. College football week 2, or for some it's their 3rd week if you played week 0. The NFL starting up. Wild game last night. Philadelphia ended up winning after a lightning delay. In Brazil tonight. About 4 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter.
You're interested in that one?
I keep looking.
I noticed you keep looking at your phone. I wondered.
Chargers are up on the Chiefs 10-3. So 4th down and 3. Stack formation to the left of the quarterback, Will Anderson. Now he's going to move his wide receiver into the slot. Doesn't look like Elkhorn South is bringing pressure. But they get through. Anderson slings it towards the end zone. Touchdown. Coyer keeps his feet in, and Anderson throws it sidearm for a touchdown on 4th and 3.
That's just a quarterback making a play there. As you mentioned, they got pressure on him and rolled him out to the left, but he kept the play alive, See right here, he's in good shape, and the old sidearm throw right there, right through the traffic. A little bit of a knuckleball, but found the right spot, got his feet in. Touchdown. That's a huge play for Bellevue West to take advantage of that turnover.
Especially they had the pass interference penalty that moved them closer to the goal line, brought up 4th and 3, and they convert. So their 2 touchdown passes tonight, Anderson to Johnson and now Anderson to Coyer, have been on 4th down. And the PAT from Schultz, the German exchange student, is good. And just like that, Bellevue West has put up 17. Couple of back-to-back touchdowns here in the 2nd quarter. 30 seconds remain, and that is Coyer's first touchdown of the year. He did not catch a pass against Central. He's got a couple of catches tonight. You can see his teammates are excited for him. Coyer ran off the field, Monty, and he didn't give the ball back. I think he thought that he could keep the football for his first varsity touchdown.
I mean, I think that's a great idea. You know, I mean, what are they going to do? Well, I guess we'll take the ball back.
They've had a nice run of college, and he just celebrated with his head coach, Mike Huffman. They've had a run of some good tight ends that have gone on to play in college. Micah Helms, who is now at Texas A&M. Caden Riley is kind of in between a wide receiver and a tight end. He's playing at the next level.
Who's the one that went to Oklahoma?
That is Caden Riley. Or Caden Helms, excuse me. Micah Riley is at Texas A&M. And Caden Helms is at Oklahoma.
And with our friend Nate Borkshire down there at Texas A&M.
How about that? 2 Nebraska kids, one from Aurora and the other from Bellevue, are the 2 top tight ends for Texas A&M.
Yep, I've known Nate since he's been about 3 years old. His family used to live in Kearney, and he's a great kid, great family. Hated to see him leave, but he did what was best for him, and getting paid to play football down at College Station.
Short kickoff, bobbled. Kiscone's able to fall on it at the 29. So now down 17-7. See what Guy Rosenberg elects to do. Elkhorn South will get the football to begin the second half.
I would assume you're probably going to hand the ball off here and take it in the locker room, but I've been wrong before.
Charlie Buller will come out to take the snaps on this series. We've seen Luke Velasic and now Charlie Buller here in the first half, rotating. We'll give it off to Sutko. And Sutko has some space, cuts to the outside, and it'll be bumped out of bounds after a pickup of 15. That stops the clock with 19 seconds to go.
That might change a little bit of what you're thinking there once you get that first play. You see the bounce here once again. The cut inside, very similar to the long run earlier in the scoring drive. Sticks his left foot in the ground, gets upfield, and then makes some things happen. He is a load.
He's one of 3 Nebraskans that are in the Fresno State recruiting class. The other 2 are from number 1 Millard South, which has won 13 in a row. Had an impressive week 1 victory out in Las Vegas.
What's the Fresno connection? I don't remember a whole lot of Nebraska players going out there.
Matt Entz, the head coach of Fresno State, used to be an assistant and head coach at North Dakota State. So recruited this area.
Yep, makes sense.
And, you know, nowadays you can be national. There's much more access to your film. There's camps. There's elite camps, the 7-on-7 circuit. So, you know, you'd think in the past, Monty, a Elkhorn product going to Fresno State, you'd go, but they're getting a really good one, Jaden Sutko. He didn't have a lot of film from last year due to injury. He's got a lot of good film here this season. Has got another carry. And I think they will, nope, they'll call it, Guy Rosenberg called timeout. He'd like one more as you get a look at Sutko after another carry. He's been a workhorse here in the first half. He carried 21 times last Friday night for 207 against Lincoln East. And with 7 seconds to go, Guy Rosenberg will decide what they're going to do. They really haven't tried to stretch the field vertically here in the first half.
No, they made. I really think that Bellevue West thinks that they can cover man-to-man pretty well and cover their receivers. The way to get beat deep usually is off of play action when you're playing Elkhorn South. So, I'll be interested to see what Guy does here, because it isn't like he has that probably the athletic advantage on the perimeter where he can just throw it up and let a guy make a play. But at the same time, you throw it up and you never know what could happen with a defensive penalty or a ball bouncing weird. So, might take a shot here.
So great to have Friday nights back with all of you. Game time on your view. Another outstanding year ahead of us. What a great slate of games. Next week, Omaha North and Omaha Central. So final play of the first half. And Bellevue West jumps offside. This will add 5 yards for Elkhorn South.
Brother rule difference in high school where you, instead of having a free play, they went ahead and blew that dead.
Dead ball. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. Second down. Please put 7 seconds on the clock. 7 seconds.
7 seconds to go. Now the ball is at the 47 of Bellevue West. Elkhorn South ranked number 3 behind Millard South, the defending champs. Omaha West Side Prep is 4th, North 5th, Omaha Central 6th. Bellevue West up 17-7, they're number 7. Snap back to Buller. Deep drop. They screen it for Sutko. How far can Sutko take it at the end of the first half? He's to the 25, leaps over a defender, and he's down inside of the 20. And that will bring the first half to a conclusion. Not a bad idea, as Sutko can make a play. But Bellevue West has made more plays. Will Anderson, a couple of touchdown passes here in the first half. And we're headed to the locker room. Bellevue West leads Elkhorn South 17-7. Anderson, Coyer. Big second quarter for the playmakers in purple.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
This is important news for people implanted with a spinal cord stimulator for chronic pain relief that malfunctioned, causing serious complications or even death. The FDA has reported thousands of adverse events. If you've been implanted with a spinal cord stimulator and suffered any of these complications, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you're eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
We're at halftime here at Elkhorn Stadium, where Bellevue West leads Elkhorn South 17-7. As we begin another year of Game Time on Your View, bringing you high school football on Friday nights, we are so excited with our brand new partnership with the University of Nebraska, Omaha. And we are pleased tonight. Oh, somebody that's having a good time. The Director of Admissions, Rashonda Austin, joins us. First of all, welcome. And as you know, school is underway. Enrollment is really good. Why is now a great time to apply to be a student at UNO?
Yes. Thank you for having me. So it's a great time to apply at UNO. It's absolutely free. There's no application fee. And it only takes about 20 minutes for students to do the application online. And it's their first step of becoming a Maverick.
So after applying, and I think parents out there that are seeing this, Rashonda, they know the whole process. But after applying, to be a student at UNO. What happens next?
Yeah, that's a great question. So students, we want them to come on campus. Come on campus, see what campus life is like, meet current students, see what the classrooms look like. We want them to feel what it's like to be a Maverick at UNO's campus.
So once all of that happens and people watching tonight and they're like, you know what, there's a lot of excitement on both campuses here in Omaha. The enrollment is really high. There's a lot of things to do as a student. It's not just a campus. You're in a city full of opportunity. What should the next step be? What should people do that are hearing your message as the director of admissions and are like, I want to be a Mav?
Yes. We want you to go to unomaha.edu, submit an application. Like I said, it's super quick, and set up a time to come on campus for a campus visit.
Hey, and any more information where people can go to get more information or get in contact with your office if they have additional questions, Rashonda?
Yeah. Go to unomaha.edu, and of course there's a search bar, right? Just type in undergraduate admissions, and my team, we have a great team who is here to help anyone who needs help. We're here to help you.
Hey, we really appreciate our partnership with UNO and being with us tonight and telling everyone how we can get more future Mavs.
Thank you.
That's Rashonda Austin, the Director of Admissions at the University of Nebraska, Omaha. We'll tell you more about Cox Charities when you return. 17-7 at the break, Bellevue West on top.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't. And now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too. And when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
We are at halftime in week 2 of the high school football season. Game time on Your View, and time to welcome in a special guest from Cox. We welcome in Rob Trebelko, who joins us on the sidelines. First of all, before we get into why you're here tonight in Cox Charities, you are a former college football player at Weber State out in Utah. So whether it's a college stadium or a high school stadium, you get the itch back? You love the Friday and Saturday nights?
You know what? I saw some of the guys coming out and brought back some good, positive memories and everything like that. I'm too old to put the pads on again, but you certainly want to. But yeah.
Rob, as you know, Cox was recently in the news for the Cox Charities program. Give us a little bit more of a background about what is Cox Charities and everything that is entailed in the program.
Yeah, I love the question. So actually, it's a unique program to our employees where our employees actually give back. They donate a portion of their own check. And then what happens is that money then is pooled together, and we have an advisory council. and we have nonprofits in the local area that will apply for grants. And last week was amazing because we were able to surprise 12 local nonprofits with Cox Charities grants from our employees. So they're quite surprised. Their grants were 3 grants for $5,000 and 9 grants for $7,500. So it was a pretty amazing feeling for us to be able to do that.
That is a great story to tell. And a step further, I also understand, and in hearing you talk about Cox Charities in the program, grants are also available to educators.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now is the time for it, so I'm glad we're talking about it. From September 1st till September 30th, educators can apply for a Cox Charities grant, an education grant, up to $2,500 for things like innovation in the classroom, essential learning things. One of my favorites ones that we did, a teacher was doing a robotics program. We were able to help fund some robotic equipment and stuff like that, and they were able to compete in the state. So some real cool things. Our educators, I mean, you can't thank them enough, and sometimes they gotta dip it in their own pocket. So this is an opportunity for them to get some funds from our Cox Charities grants.
And if you are vibing with what Rob is saying, you can see there on your screen momentarily, coxcharitiescentral.org. Anything else, Rob, that people need to know?
They're going crazy around here. You can probably hear it.
We knew you were popular.
No, that's not for me. Yeah, coxcharitiescentral.org just to apply, and it's pre-K through 12, private and public schools. So I encourage educators to go ahead and apply for a grant and take advantage of that opportunity.
Hey, Rob, thanks for joining us on a beautiful night, and thanks for telling us more about Cox Charities, and congratulations. There's a lot of momentum and a lot of excitement right now for the program.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. Thank you very much.
That's Rob Trebelko, who from Cox Charities, joining us. It is halftime. We'll have more thoughts. We'll get Monty's thoughts. We'll get some stats as well after this.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
Top 10 matchup tonight in week number 2. Bellevue West leads Elkhorn South 17-7 after the first 24 minutes. Monty, let's see how they got there with this 10-point lead.
First of all, you can see the playmakers in purple going deep there in a 51-yard pass that gets them down into scoring position. And then I'll tell you what, number 0, he had a heck of a first half. Griffin McDonald was all over the place making plays.
It's a 30-yard field goal from Eli Schultz that put Bellevue West up 3-0.
Once again, you see, again, that's their real most successful blitz of the first half. They didn't bring a lot of pressure, but when they did, it was successful. Our guy.
Again, Griffin McDonald, a huge first quarter. And that guy, Jaden Sutko, with a touchdown. And that point made it 7-3 in favor of Elkhorn South. But back comes Bellevue West, and Will Anderson goes up top to Bryce Johnson in the back of the end zone.
Sometimes you just need athletes to make plays, and that's what you had. You know, your quarterback throwing it out there, and Bryce had a really nice first half.
And then a pass along the far sideline to Coyer in the end zone, and that's where we're at, 17-7. That was set up by an interception by Bryce Johnson. So Bryce Johnson has a touchdown reception. He has a interception and a couple other big plays in this game, and it really has kind of turned into Bellevue West. They've had big plays, but they've also been penalized, where Elkhorn South hasn't had that big chunk play unless it's come from the legs of Jaden Sutko.
Yeah, and I don't think either team really has to make an overwhelming amount of adjustments at halftime. You know, both of them had enough success. They found some different things they'd like to do, but the consistency wasn't there on either side. But the difference is the big plays. The big plays, the long chunk plays that you see there. I know Elkhorn South on this opening drive would like to get the ball and I don't want to say chunk the ball down, but bring the ball down, stay on schedule, hand the ball off, let their good guy do good things, and then maybe they can throw the ball a little bit. They're going to hang their hat on that. It's very important for them to score next. You know, it's one of those situations where if Bellevue West goes ahead and scores next, then you're in trouble. But Elkhorn South scores, we got a game.
And the Storm will get the ball to begin the second half, which is right around the corner. It's game time on Your View.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Halftime is brought to you by the University of Nebraska, Omaha. At UNO, you're not just on campus, you're in a city full of opportunity. For more information, visit unomaha.edu to explore. Before we begin the second half, 17-7, Bellevue West leads Elkhorn South. You've seen the highlights. Now, Monty, let's take a look at the stats.
Certainly what catches your eye is the fact that there's discrepancy in rushing yards, which is typical to their identity, but there's also a huge discrepancy in the passing yards. So we talked early in the before the game about their different identities, and that's stayed true. First down's pretty even. That turnover was a big one as Bellevue West took that long pass interception, brought it back to take that 17-7 lead.
Those are the Cox Fast Stats, giving football fans all the latest stats courtesy of Cox. 229 yards of offense for Mike Huffman. And on his play sheet, can he find 229 more here in the second half? Trying to even up their mark at 1-1. Bellevue West has not been 0-2 since 2009. That shows you the success of this program that has a lot of strong history. Mike Huffman, since he arrived at Bellevue West, has taken it to a whole nother level.
Huff's got to think that if he gets 17 points in the second half, 34 can probably win this game. I guess what he's thinking. Conversely, Guy's probably looking at his score sheet and saying, hey, we got to score 3 touchdowns to win this ball game.
So we are underway. Elkhorn South will take the opening kick of the second half. Sutko fumbled it at the 10, picks it up, and it's out to about the 22. So last Friday night, Bellevue West led by 17 with 8:08 to go against Omaha Central. And Omaha Central with a huge fourth quarter rally. They hit a 39-yard field goal with 8 seconds to go and ended up winning 29-28. We'll see if the lesson was learned by Bellevue West when they have a lead to hold on to it or close it out.
Always love to see the defensive adjustments made after that halftime. You know what Elkhorn South is going to try to do.
Vlasic is the quarterback, but before the first snap of the second half, we have a whistle, and we have a penalty, and we have our reintroduction to Ron Stolman, our referee.
I miss Ron.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, number 4, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Second time that's been called on Bellevue West tonight. That'll cost him 5. And people that disagree with you would be Ron's family, who are watching all throughout the country. Meantime on Your View. We've seen a lot of Ron. This is a veteran crew. This is one of the top crews in Class A. So add 5 on. This is the first snap. And Sutko gets the duty, and he gets the first down. Boy, he pinballed off nearly every defender that was on the field for Bellevue West before finally running into Kaylee Smith, who knocked him down. But that is a first down for Elkhorn South, and I think, Monty, we're going to see a lot of 19 carrying the football here in the second half.
I don't have the stats in front of me how many carries he has, but it would be very interesting to see carries and yards. I think the score will certainly dictate that. This is what they want to do, is hand him the football and let him do his thing.
14 carries for Sutko. This is the 15th, and he is into Bellevue West territory.
Rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling. The Cats going to have a lot of carries and a lot of yards if that offensive line does what they did right there.
You see a replay as Elkhorn South hurries to the line of scrimmage. They've gone with tempo, and they go right back to Sutko, running straight ahead, and he's inside of the 40. Again, last week he had 207 on the ground against Lincoln East. And it seems like it doesn't matter what year it is. Elkhorn South is going to have a 1,000-yard rusher that is an absolute bruiser. Not everybody is built like Moses Bryant, who is one of the more dynamic players in the last decade in the metro area. He's on those state title teams about a decade ago for Elkhorn South.
I think that's called offensive identity.
And their offensive identity is get the ball in the hands of number 19, Jaden Sutko, but James comes up and makes a big stick from his defensive back spot to hold Sutko to a pickup of a yard. So now it'll be an interesting yardage situation here. 3rd down and 4. Opening drive of the second half, 17-7 in favor of Bellevue West.
And one of the questions you have in your mind right now, are we in 4-down territory? Because that might dictate this 3rd down play call.
Vlasic, the sophomore quarterback, turns, gives it off to Sutko. A lot of patience in the hole, and he's not going to make it. So it is going to bring up a 4th down. Good defensive stand. Adrian Wilson comes in to make the tackle. Also Peyton Francis, along with other Thunderbirds.
So them handing the ball off right there, I think they thought they were hoping to get half of it, and I think it's probably 4th down and 2. They go for it, but with no yardage gain, 4th down and 3.5 plus, punting team is on.
Well, that's a huge stop for Bellevue West because Sutko was running downhill to begin this drive. Now keep an eye, as we have all night, on Kerry Smith. Smith ran a punt back for a touchdown last week. He's had a couple of big punt returns tonight. Barr's punt is short off the side of his foot, not returnable, and it will bounce out of bounds at the 22-yard line. That's a 14-yard punt.
Talked about how important that drive was for the Elkhorn South offense, and they did gain some field position on the situation, but a poor punt there gives Bellevue West the ball back on their own 22-yard line. And now, conversely, Bellevue West is thinking, boy, we've got him down a little bit here. Let's see if we could maybe put the hammer to him with maybe one or two big plays, and it'll be tough for Elkhorn South to come back. They'll be in a bad situation.
Northern Iowa commit Will Anderson threw for 198 yards and 2 touchdowns in that first half. And he'll toss it out of the backfield to Dylan Miller. Runs to the short side. Not much room to run. He's able to get a couple of yards. Bellevue West last year 7-4. They're in a district with Omaha North, Lincoln Southwest, Lincoln Northeast, Omaha Buena Vista, and South Sioux City. They have a home game in a couple of weeks against Omaha West Side, and then their district game against Omaha North is in the middle of October. As a Storm player is down, being attended to 3 minutes into the third quarter. 17-7 in favor of Bellevue West. We'll see Omaha North next week. Omaha North and Omaha Central.
You will see some athletic gentlemen there. So a couple guys that are going to be in Lincoln here in another year or two, and in the Jones kid and the Pittman kid. So those two guys will have spotlights on in that game.
So helped up and off the field goes Bo Gilman. It'll be 2nd down and 7. And a beautiful night for football. Some people even have hoodies and jackets on, and we're on the 5th of September. After a relatively normal hot August, it has been cool the first couple of Friday nights of high school football. This is week 2. Anderson rolls out, blockers in front, slings it towards the sideline. Good catch. It might be short of the first down, but he was able to find the future Northern Illinois Husky, Jermaine Green. Those great hands. He's got size, speed, hands, everything you want in a wide receiver. Made a nice catch here. It is short. It's 3rd down and 1.
Yeah, throwing it on the move, and then just a nice move there. Elkhorn South sitting in their zone, so found the right spot. Now a big 3rd down and 1 play for both teams.
Handoff Miller. And enough for a first down. Ran behind Mejia. Also Peyton Francis on that right side of the line. And big Josiah Reed, who is 6'1", 295. Also gives some credit to Clyde Sheard. Yeah, you got a standard when A.J. Forbes is on your staff. He's one of the better offensive linemen in the history of Bellevue West. And Coyer, little toss, the big tight end. Weaves his way downfield, just kind of escaped out of the backfield, and Anderson put it right into his mitts, and Coyer turned it upfield, and a big gain, big first down for Bellevue West.
That's a really nice wrinkle there by that Bellevue West offense. We haven't seen that tight end in the flat. Again, basically a wide running play, but had him outmatched over there, and a big gain for Bellevue West. Nice design.
Boy, Will Anderson, much better night tonight passing the ball. Goes deep downfield for Green. It's intercepted. Green had it.
Wow.
It rolled off his leg and it was taken away.
Wow.
Bennett Gilman with the interception.
I was about ready to comment on a great catch by the Bellevue West receiver, because he actually played the ball a little bit better there, but he didn't come up with it clean, and somehow Elkhorn South ended up with the ball in their lap. Great play, way to stick with it there, and that's a huge play for that defense.
We've had a couple of crazy plays tonight off of wide receivers, and we get here Green and Gilman, and Green had it. Gilman tried to rip it away, and it popped up, and as you see there in the great shot by our end zone camera, it went off the backside of Green, and Gilman on the turf had it roll right into his midsection. That is the first interception of the night for Will Anderson.
And a great concentration there as they were going down. We thought he was beat, thought the Bellevue West receivers making the best play, and Elkhorn South ball going the other direction.
Buller is in at quarterback. Hands it off to Sutko. Patiently running behind his offensive lineman, Ryufi. And a good first down pickup of about 5 yards. 17-7. Bellevue West with the lead. Both teams have turned it over once on interceptions. An Elkhorn South interception turned into a Bellevue West score in the second quarter.
I could watch Alex Groofy, number 75, pull all night long. I just like to see big guys out in front there doing their work. He's fun to watch.
This is also a program that has produced some large offensive linemen, including a great story going on in Lincoln for an Elkhorn South alum. Sutko on the run, open field. Now it's a foot race. Out to midfield, cuts it back, and goes down at the 43-yard line. That's a run of 50 for Jaden Sutko.
We've seen penalties on long plays. Watch 26 with his downfield blocking here, locking up the corner, giving him an extra 20-some yards.
And after a big play, Elkhorn South has gone with tempo. As you get a look at Sutko. And the pass is dropped by Gilman. They had it set up in the flat wide receiver screen, and Gilman could not hold on to it. But Sutko, at 6'2", 225, he's got great speed, but it's not speed that's going to run away from everybody. But he's a smart runner, as you saw there on his 50-yard pickup.
Yeah,
just reads the blocks, has a good feel for where to go, stopping and starting.
It'll be interesting to see what he looks like in about 2 or 3 years of the college weight room, because he is a fullback type when it comes to the college game. He'll get bigger. He probably will get faster, and Fresno State got a good one.
Well, Elkhorn South is now maneuvered into Bellevue West territory. You would think this is a drive that's got to result in points. This is a carry that at the initial kiss cone looked like he was going to be tackled for a loss, was able to find a couple of yards amongst Bellevue West defenders. But now it is 3rd down and long for the junior quarterback, Charlie Buller.
That first
Sutko's come back into the game.
That first down incomplete pass there out in the flat really put them, again, off schedule a little bit. This is not where they want to be with 3rd down and long. You have to get positive yardage on first down for that offense to be at its best.
Game time on Your View on a Friday night. Handoff, Sutko. Cuts it up around a block. Got free down the sidelines. And he is brought down at the 2-yard line.
There's a penalty in the backfield here. I don't know what it is, if it's an illegal block or if it's on the defensive player. This is a big score. It's a big penalty call here. We'll see what it is.
So there's 2 flags on the play. There is one at the end of the play for a horse collar tackle, it appeared. And now Ron Stolman is going to try and figure this out, but Elkhorn South is going the other way.
Offense, number 2. Personal foul. Horse collar tackles on the defense. Those penalties will offset. We'll replay 3rd down.
So Elkhorn South, after the big pickup, they offset and they go all the way back to the 39-yard line, and we'll do 3rd down and 7 again. Boy, Jaden Sutko is fun to watch, unless you're an opposing defensive coordinator or a defender. 3rd down and 7. They go right back to the well again. Down 17-7. Halfway through the 3rd quarter. These two teams, wouldn't surprise you if this is a matchup in the postseason. They go to Sutko again. He runs right. He stops. He starts. He darts, and he's inside of the 30. And that is going to be a 1st down.
His patience. His patience when he runs. You watch him get behind his blockers, and he's a big back, but you see his patience here. So he's just kind of biding his time. He gets the kick out, then he makes that little subtle cutback with the strength. That's a nice running back.
And they go right back to him, and he plows ahead just outside of the red zone. So Elkhorn South, when they scored their only touchdown tonight, it was Sutko from 4 yards, but it was part of a drive that was 12 plays, 66 yards, and took nearly 5 minutes off the clock. Sutko comes out of the game on 2nd down and 4. Kiscone is in the backfield with Bullard. And Kiscone gets the carry, and he'll lunge ahead as Wilson was holding on. And that'll be 3rd down and 2 now.
I would think that 19 probably tried to get the ball game here. A little bit winded from this drive, but doesn't look like he is.
3rd down and 2, and now Elkhorn South is going to take a timeout, and that may be to benefit Jaden Sutko. We'll see what they dial up. The Storm are trying to head to the end zone when you return.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
3rd down and 2 after the timeout. Sutko checks into the game. And he carries the ball. And he spins his way and keeps churning, backpedaling for a 1st down. Wow. That's going to be add 5 to the total. He's got 23 carries for 212 and a set of new downs for the Storm.
Makes you feel kind of bad that you just keep talking about the same kid over and over again. But by gosh, I think that's kind of our job, right? He's been something on this drive especially where they really needed it 10 points down.
17-7 Bellevue West. That was the score at halftime. Wildcat to Sutko. And add another 4 to his total. He is built to handle this workload. And look to the sidelines now. 2nd down. Last week, Elkhorn South put up 30 on Lincoln East. This is the 2nd straight game that Sutko has gone over 200 yards.
Talked about him getting better as the game goes on, too. We got a receiver that's not set, so now they're going to take this one away. That's on the quarterback in the center here. Didn't get number 3 set on the perimeter before they snapped the ball. That's a costly penalty.
We have seen numerous on both sides tonight. Flags that have erased big plays, explosive plays.
Illegal shift on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down.
They had plenty of time to get him out there. That's just one of those things where you got to check and make everybody's sure is set before you let them know that you're ready to snap the ball. And that's probably an early season mistake and one of those things with we don't have experience at quarterback. That's going to happen. But unfortunately now you go from a manageable 2nd down to now it's 2nd down and 12. And I don't know, maybe 19 again, but you feel like you need to do something else.
It's been all on the ground. It'll stay on the ground with Sutko. And adds another 5. That's on his 25th carry of the night here in week 2. Congratulations, Sean McLaughlin. Got his first victory as a head coach at Papillion Vista last night. They beat Lincoln North Star 9-3. His dad, who won a state championship at Millard West, Dan, is on the staff, and the legendary Gene Sir, who has state championships at Papillion Vista. They're both on the first-year staff of Sean McLaughlin at Papillion Vista, and also over at Burke tonight, they're dedicating the refurbished stadium, the $8 million project by OPS, and there's all kinds of movement on the line, and this play will be stopped.
there's certain things that make you feel old, and the fact that I coached Sean when he was a freshman and sophomore at Bellevue West High School, and just this skinny kid that didn't really know what he was doing. He acted like it. I spent 3 years coaching at Bellevue West with Dan McLaughlin and that staff there when that school first opened, and Sean's a great kid, known him majority of his life, and congratulations to him for getting that first one.
You see the discussed on the sideline of Elkhorn South. They've too many times tonight. This is very uncharacteristic of a Guy Rosenberg team. Penalties that have taken positive yardage off the board. So another penalty. It's 3rd down and 12. Play action. Pass to Gilman. Catches it in traffic. And Francis whips him down for just a yard. So it'll be 4th down and needing a field goal along the way. Elkhorn South is going to kick a field goal here, as coming out is Jackson Mawson. Mawson hit a field goal last week from 26 yards. This one will be from 34. The hold by Bradley, and the kick is up, and it is good.
Boy, a lot of leg there.
Mawson with a 34-yard field goal. And Elkhorn South cuts Bellevue West's lead to a touchdown.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
So after the 34-yard field goal, the Storm are within a touchdown with a minute 29 to go here in the third quarter. Out of Jaden Sutko tonight. And this kickoff will be returned from the 3-yard line by Trayshawn Finley, and he'll get it out to the 20-yard line. And here comes Will Anderson. Over 200 yards passing tonight. Well, Anderson headed to Northern Iowa. Danny Kalin started his career at Nebraska, now at Virginia. Joe Dallenbach won a national championship at Morningside. Jaden Kowalski, Nate Glantz, who's still playing.
I knew you had that Rolodex going, but they've had a few good ones, haven't they?
Yeah, Danny Kalin throwing to Davion Hall and Isaiah McMorris, and this is Anderson to Green. Both headed to play at the next level. Little pitch and catch again, and to pick up a 5. That's become a popular first down play for Mike Huffman here in the last half.
Yeah, and that cornerback, Bennett Gilman's kind of put in a little bit of a tough situation. You don't want to come up and press it because he's going to run by him, but he's got to give him a cushion about 7 yards, and there's pitch and catch.
Toss to Miller, and Miller escaped the surging defender. He is brought down short of the first down. He was making the tackle with Sam Bustard, whose brother Noah was a fine player here at Elkhorn South.
Ran into a little bit of a slant there. Elkhorn South had a right slant called and was attacking those outside shoulders, and good call against that formation, that situation.
Big play here for Bellevue West on 3rd down and 3. Lead handoff, and Miller got drilled. He fumbled, picked up. It's going to be a scoop, a score. Griffin McDonald, they'll call him down.
Yeah, wow.
Miller got hit almost immediately when he had the ball in his hands. You'll see it on the big hit as Tristan Brewer popped Miller and the ball comes out.
Yep, that's unfortunate. That ball is out before he hits it, and no replay in high school, and that takes away a touchdown. That's unfortunate.
The Elkhorn South sideline is livid. They actually showed, I think it's our replay, they showed on the video board here, so everybody at Elkhorn Stadium could see it. So instead, it is going to be 4th down, and that will bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter. A top 10 matchup and a 1-score game. 12 to go. It's game time on Your View.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
Those flaming batons, they are as hot as the Elkhorn South sideline after a fumble is overturned, a scoop and score, and now Anderson will have to punt on 4th down, and a great punt. And it'll be taken by Gilman at the 40, and there's quickly a flag that is out. We've gone very few plays without a flag tonight, and this, I think, on the return will be on Elkhorn South. So we're going to get another look at the hit that was applied by Brewer on Miller that forced the fumble. It was clearly recovered by Elkhorn South, but it was ruled down. As here is the penalty from Ron Stolman on the referee.
Illegal block of the back on the return team. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
Okay, so here is the fumble that was not a fumble.
Boom. Helmet on the football. Ball's out right there.
So once Miller went down, the official blew his whistle, and the ball was clearly out. Miller never had control of it. Elkhorn South creeping back into this game. Down a score. They go right back to Sutko, his 26th carry of the night. This one goes for 4 yards, and I think, Monty, here in the 4th quarter, down a score, they would be content to just have a lot of 19 in a typical Elkhorn South pound the ball drive to get to the end zone.
And this is where your leadership and your coaching staff comes in, because it'd be very easy to hang your head and whine, complain about a missed call by the officials. But you know what? It's still a 1-score game. They have the football, and you don't worry about that kind of stuff because you can't do anything about it anyway.
Sutko tonight, 26 carries, 221 yards. He has 428 yards to begin the season in 7 quarters, and he's in motion here. And he gets the toss. Now he cuts it back. and he'll lunge out near the 40. This is going to bring up 3rd down and short.
You see the different ways they've used him, not just off tackle in the one-back set, but also out of the Wildcat. At that time, he's going in motion. And, again, if you're a linebacker, if you're a Bellevue West defense, there's one guy that you're keying on. Big play here for the Elkhorn South offense and Bellevue West defense.
Vlasic, the sophomore quarterback, hands it off to Sutko, and Sutko finds his way, depending on where it's being spotted. And it does, from our vantage point, Monty, it looked like it was short, but they are already signaling a 1st down.
Well, the official at the far side had the 1st down, which it was maybe close. The guy on this side was about a yard shorter than that, and I don't know if he could see actually what was going on, but benefited from that spot. But 1st down and 10 here, and once again, Elkhorn South's moving it, running football.
Sutko, 28 carries now, remains on the field. Why not? 1st down and 10, 17-10 Bellevue West. Elkhorn South has played a couple of quarterbacks tonight. Vlasic, who started the game, on the roll, throws across his body down the field. No, too far.
I think we might have a hit on the quarterback here.
Francis hit Vlasic after he got rid of it, and that's where the flag came. So we were on a roll. We had gone about 2 plays without a flag. That pass was intended for Griffin McDonald. This is going to be a 15-yard penalty.
Personal foul, roughing the passer. Defense, number 52. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Yardage results in a 1st down.
Ball's gone.
Ooh, that is the correct call.
Yep, that's a good call. A little overzealous in his rush there. And so now they got yardage out of a passing game, which that pass wasn't really very close, but 15 yards out of the personal foul.
Last week, Bellevue West had a big lead in the 4th quarter on Omaha Central. They're up 17 with 8:08 to go. They began the second half up 10. Now they're up a touchdown. Little fake from Vlasic, pitching it back to Sutko, and Vlasic is bent back. So he got 4 on the 1st down carry.
A little bit quarterback counter off of that same action. Put Sutko in motion, fake that pitch, and then pull the guy and ran a little counter there just to try to keep those linebackers somewhat honest. And pretty decent gain on 1st down that brings up 2nd down and 6.
Vlasic, only a sophomore. This is a great sophomore class. They were unbeaten as freshmen on the A team, were dominated their opponents. Their freshman team this year is good as well. They go back to Sutko, a stiff arm and a cut to the outside. It's going to take 3 Thunderbirds to bring down Sutko as he has another 1st down. That's a pickup of 7. He's at 235 yards, but the freshmen were the best of the Metro last year, and quite a few of them are contributing, including Vlasic, the quarterback. Just, it's one after another. They've got such a pipeline under Guy Rosenberg. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. Their numbers are always really good.
These kids are Elkhorn kids. You know, Elkhorn, we talked about it before, having a pretty strict rule as far as who can go to Elkhorn and who can't. And so they aren't getting a whole lot of transfers in.
Sutko again. Inside of the 25, and the clock continues to run. Down a touchdown. 30 carries tonight.
So if you're Bellevue West, you know, you just it's a tough situation because just formation dictates you can't just put 10 guys right there in the box. But at the same time, you're like, hey, how are we going to stop this? You're hoping that there's a penalty. You're hoping that there's some sort of a loss yardage play to keep this from happening. But boy, right now it's just 4 yards, 4 yards, 4 yards.
And now you're starting to see some hands on the hips of Thunderbird defenders, and it's Sutko again. He just keeps banging in to the line of scrimmage, and another 1st down carry. That's a pickup of 6.
You remember Judd Davies from Millard North? When I was at Millard West, we played Millard North, and they cammed the ball off to Judd Davies like this, and he would get 3.5, 4 yards every time. It's the most helpless feeling. You're like, what do you do? Because he's such a big, strong kid, just like Sutko, and it's just a dominant sort of offense.
What is it with former Nebraska fullbacks that get into the business of the medical field? Sutko! Touchdown!
Yep. Dane Todd. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Smart kids. Hey, might have a tied ball game here. We're going to 7.5 minutes left. That was an Elkhorn South drive.
That is not a touchdown celebration. That is a cramping issue on his 32nd carry of the night. Jaden Sutko with a touchdown run.
This is inside zone again. The lead blocker, 44, there has done a nice job the entire game, and there he is all the way through. And that cramp is a little bit concerning because I think they're going to need to count on him for one more drive, at least.
Being attended to in the end zone, and he can take all the time he wants. On his 32nd carry, his second touchdown of the night. And officially has 266 yards.
Is that all?
I may have shortchanged him after that touchdown, and he's up. And he has carried Elkhorn South as they've come back now, and they're an extra point away from tying this football game.
Watch the operation here a little bit. Make sure early in the season the snap and the hold need to be solid.
The kick is up, and the kick is good. And we are tied for the first time tonight. 17-17, Sutko. Touchdown.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
How would you feel after 32 carries, 269 yards, and 2 touchdowns? That's Jaden Sutko, his 18-yard touchdown running. Extra point has tied the game at 17, and this kickoff doesn't go out of bounds this time. It goes into the end zone for a touchback. So 7.5 to go. We have had a game where penalties have taken some big plays off the board. Can we keep it clean from here to the end, and which team keeps it clean probably has the best chance to win the football game. 17-17. Elkhorn South trying to get to 2-0. Bellevue West trying to avoid 0-2.
Let's see if Bell West can find Bryce Johnson here. He's been fairly quiet in the second half.
Anderson, his pass is complete, but it was read perfectly by Dietrich. Jones, once he caught it, Dietrich was there to bring him down.
Just that same 2x2 set that actually 3 out there now, but good read by the defensive back there. He saw it coming, got inside the blocker, and that's a big play, loss of 5 yards. And now you're seeing a little bit of the cramping issues come up. We saw it last week, the first game of the season, and now you're seeing a little bit on that late in this game. Not a hot night at all, but those things happen apparently. Second down 14 here, which that isn't going to change Bellevue West's offense too much.
Here comes McDonald. He runs over the blocker as Anderson rolls out, stops, fires it downfield for Johnson. Out near midfield, and he makes the catch again. Somehow, he wormed his way around the defender and made the catch at midfield. And how about Will Anderson to keep the play alive, chuck it downfield? That's a pickup of 34.
As soon as that scramble drill started, I watched Bryce Johnson take off downfield. Didn't know if he had the arm to get it to him, but Anderson did. And huge play for Bell West.
Anderson and Johnson have combined for 3 big pickups tonight, including a 34-yard touchdown run. And they go right back to the ground, and Miller barrels his way for 9. So you get another look at the Anderson to Johnson pass. The legs of Anderson kept the play alive, and look at throwing across his body. Stops and get Johnson to win the battle for the ball. Reached back one-handed, grabbed it.
Athletes being athletic.
Well, 2nd down and 2 as Anderson changed the play at the line of scrimmage. 17-17. They hit the 6-minute mark to go from Elkhorn Stadium. Handoff to Miller. Can he get around the corner? He does, and it's more than that. Down the sidelines before he's wrestled out of bounds by Wolf.
Boy, got some quick feet there. The box dictated, and again, Huffman will allow his quarterback to make that call at the line of scrimmage. You can see the box dictated a handoff. He got outside. There's some quick feet there with number 8. That's the first big running play they've had in quite some time.
Wolf is down after the tackle. Again, another cramping issue. But after the big pickup from Anderson to Johnson, they have gone back-to-back with Dylan Miller. And quick burst. Found his way down the sidelines, and now the ball is at the 20-yard line. Look at Bryce Johnson, who's had a big night tonight, and that's a good combo. Will Anderson and Bryce Johnson as Wolf gets up and trots across the field. All of this, impressive drive by Bellevue West. It comes after it's felt like, Monty, the momentum had shifted in this game towards Elkhorn South, basically with Jaden Sutko running up and down the field. 1st down for Anderson. And here's Miller. He'll try the right side, try to hurdle the defender. Gets inside of the red zone.
It's interesting where you see all the struggles that Bellevue West had last week with their offense, and how much better they look and how much more in sync they look this week than last week. And penalties make a difference, certainly. They've overcome the penalties this week as opposed to probably last week.
You think about how much clock you can burn on this drive, or you just think about how quickly you could get in the end zone?
I just think you just try to get in the end zone.
James brought down for a loss. That was read really well at the line of scrimmage, and Bradley Vadiano, the senior defensive lineman at 230 pounds, first time we've mentioned his name tonight, makes the tackle.
Yeah, they got a fresh body in there at that time. He has not been a factor and has not been a very big part of this game so far. And he just whipped his guy out front, made a quick move to the inside. Now, a big 3rd down play. You kind of think now, you got to think field goal or 4-down situation here, a 3rd down and 5.
Anderson puts it up, and it's incomplete. A little high for Grant Jones, so now it is 4th down. From here it would be a 32-yard field goal. Eli Schultz hit a 30-yard field goal at the beginning of the game, and Mike Huffman will send out his senior place kicker, who is a German exchange student. This to break the tie. Anderson is the holder now.
Great story before the game. Huffman talked about him being the last guy out of the locker room last week. Felt so bad. Probably his first game he's ever kicked in a American football game. He felt so bad. Huffman said he's just a great kid. Kind of root for him.
Big kick here. The kick is up, and it's no good. Might have been partially blocked.
Yep, that wasn't on him. That was the operation situation, and certainly a big stop by Elkhorn South after Bellevue West seemed to be getting down the field pretty well. So now all of a sudden there's 4:30 left. You can see the operation here with the snap, and it was a little bit slow, and the hold was going to be a little bit slow. The timing might have been just a little bit off there.
Yeah, I don't think. After Monty told you the story of how Eli, he apologized to Coach Huffman last week. You see his emotion there. I don't think it was touched. I think it was just pulled it to the left quickly. So it gives the ball back to Elkhorn South. 4.5 to go. They've come back to tie the game at 17. And a quarterback keeper, and it is more than enough for a first down. That might have caught everybody off guard as Buller pulled it out from the running back. He called his own number, and he's all the way out to the 48-yard line. That's a pickup of 28.
Two things here. Sutko using the motion to the strong side and pulling our number 75.
They will go to Sutko on his 33rd carry of the night. And he plows ahead inside of Bellevue West territory. 174 yards. Good downfield blocking as Buller took off. And he got hit hard by James, but not before he gained 28. 4 minutes to go. 17-17. 17-7 at halftime. Sutko now 33 carries, 274 yards.
He's not careful. He might get to 3 bills here if this goes the way the Elkhorn South wants it to go.
Last week, he ran for over 200. And he carries here. And that is a first down.
So now you have to be thinking just a little bit about the clock when it comes down to it, because each play is taking about 30 seconds or so. They aren't in any hurry from their operation, their huddle. They're still signaling in and so on. So that play clock isn't a factor, certainly, but you got to start thinking about this here probably after the next first down.
Bellevue West has 3 timeouts remaining. Wildcat formation. Here's Sutko. And he'll be short of the first down. The clock continues to run. So when they snap the ball next, maybe about 2.5 minutes to go. 17-17. Elkhorn South has hit a 37-yard field goal tonight. Buller again pulls it away from Sutko, and he's into the red zone.
So there's your nice adjustment by the Millard South staff, knowing what those linebackers are doing. They've run that same play with Sutko so many different times, and twice in this drive alone. The quarterback following their big lineman here. You see the gap, you see the linebackers flowing with Sutko, and that's 2 big quarterback runs by the Elkhorn South quarterback. Well-designed plays.
Charlie Buller on this drive. The junior quarterback, and a timeout is taken. With 2:11 to go, and now when they snap
timeout.
The ball.
Bellevue West. That's their first charged timeout.
It'll be first down and 10 at the 16-yard line. So 2 quarterbacks playing tonight for Elkhorn South. They've given you a little bit of variety. Buller's legs have given Elkhorn South a chance on this drive after the missed field goal. Again, Bellevue West trying to avert going to 0-2 for the first time since 2009. Tough opening games. You get Omaha Central and now Elkhorn South 2.
Please put 2:19 on the game clock.
So they had 8 seconds.
Thank you.
Before this first down play call. Let's check in on our smart call of the game, courtesy of Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. We've had 2 very interesting catches, deflections. There, Bryce Johnson picked up the ball that was popped in the air after Wright went down. And here is an interception. Turned out to be a big play here in this second half. That is our smart call of the game, courtesy of Cox Mobile. They keep it on the ground with Sutko. Clock churns. It'll go under 2 minutes by the next time they snap the ball as Sutko carries for the 36th time tonight.
Saw a little bit of timeout management by the Bellevue West staff. Mike Huffman calling the timeout the last time, thinking to himself he doesn't want them to run the clock down inside of 30 seconds and score. He wants to have a little bit of time left. So a little bit of timeout management is kind of key here. He's probably going to have to call timeout after this play if they don't score.
Now on the other end, Elkhorn South is taking their time.
So you figure they're in field goal position. Close enough right now.
And Elkhorn South is going to take a timeout. With a minute
Timeout.
35 to
Elkhorn
go.
South. That's their second charge. Timeout.
There may have been some confusion on exactly what they were going to run. And Guy Rosenberg's not going to take a chance here and tie game with 95 seconds to go. He wants to bring his junior quarterback, Charlie Bullo, over to make sure they're on the same page. 17-17. To get a look at Jackson Mawson, sophomore place kicker who already has a field goal tonight. He's 2 for 2 this year on field goal attempts. But I think in this day and age, you're not thinking we're playing for a field goal. We're playing for 6. If Mawson has to kick it, it's for the extra point. But if you aren't able to get that 6, at least are reassured that your kicker, even as a sophomore, kicking varsity football, has been comfortable with his 2 attempts in his high school career.
We've got 2 things they've done. They've handed the ball off to Sutko inside or off tackle, and they've had the quarterback run game off of that exact same action. But now we got a little bit of a rhino set here, probably off tackle.
Mejia's late getting on the field. They run it out of the rhino to Sutko, and he's going to slide down at the 2. He had the end zone open. He could have walked it in, and he slid down at the 2-yard line.
That's brilliant if that works, because obviously you hate to not score a touchdown, but at the same time you're forcing Bellevue West to call their timeouts when they get the ball back.
Incredible awareness that Sutko, in the moment as he was running behind Bo Gilman and Mason Morales, could have gone into the end zone.
Fascinating. That's a smart football play. Of course, if they fumble the snap right here, it's not. But that's a very well-aware young man who's thinking, very confident. See clock running down now. You have under 50 seconds, and they're going to run it all the way down. And right now, Mike Huffman's thinking
Elkhorn South. That's our final charge. Timeout.
2 timeouts, but that clock's going to get down inside of 30 seconds if I'm not careful.
So 51 seconds to go. The Storm take the timeout. It'll be 1st and goal at the 2. As Jaden Sutko, now 37 carries tonight, 300 yards, and one of the smartest plays that he's had in his career, and he's had plenty of them. Remember, last year he was injured, was limited to 6 games, but he has come back. In his first 2 games, he has run for 507 yards. And because of his running here in the second half, it's allowed Elkhorn South to get back into the game, and they're on the verge of going to 2-0 with a come-from-behind victory. There's Sutko, 51 seconds to go. Bellevue West has 2 timeouts remaining. And here will be the Rhino package again for Elkhorn South. 1st and goal at the 2. Sutko cuts it back to the goal line. Is he in? And it's a touchdown.
That's a drive. That is an offensive football drive right there when you need it the most.
What a night for Jaden Sutko. I think the balloting for the player of the game that we'll tell you about at the end of this one is, you're not going to have to debate this tonight, Monty. I know you were worried about that.
I was looking.
I think number 19 has made this decision pretty easy.
I was going with Griffin McDonald and his throwing up all over the field, but I think Sutko's going to take it.
So big extra point attempt here for Masu. Swings the leg and converts, and a touchdown lead for Elkhorn South with 46 seconds to go and 2 timeouts remaining for Bellevue West.
All right, now you're thinking from Bellevue West perspective, they have athletes. They have a guy that can throw it a long ways. You don't have to throw Hail Marys yet. You feel like you've got about 2 or 3 plays to get the ball up to the 50-yard line at least, and you've got one of the better athletes on the field. And so, 2 of the better athletes on the field in terms of quarterback and wide receiver. So this will be kind of fascinating to see if Elkhorn South can put enough pressure to keep them from throwing the ball deep. If you're Elkhorn South, you got to think about, hey, do we play the more prevent sort of thing, or do we go ahead and shoot our linebackers and put some pressure on them so not give them time to throw the ball deep?
Now, another thing to keep in mind is that Mawson has sent a kickoff out of bounds tonight, which is a 15-yard penalty that you would start at the 35. He approaches the ball and squibs it along the turf. Still going to be good field position for Bellevue West. They have 2 timeouts. They are down a touchdown. And here comes Will Anderson. You know, they have Johnson and Green and James. They've used their tight end tonight. But now Will Anderson will operate 60 yards from the end zone.
Defensive backfield is certainly pretty deep. Hate to use the word prevent, but if you look where the linebackers are, about 8 yards off the ball, it's a little bit more of a conservative prevent defense with rushing 3.
And here we go. Anderson spins it. Plenty of time. Now he can run if he wants. Instead, drops it off in the flat. Miller's got a lot of room. And he goes out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That is a pickup of 15. Anderson scrambling, found Miller, who was wide open in the flat as safety valve. Dropped it off to him. Clock stops, 31 seconds to go. 24-17 Elkhorn South. Again, the Thunderbirds have 2 timeouts remaining.
Trips right here. 1 receiver to the left-hand side.
Anderson slings it out to Green on the catch, and he heads to the sidelines to stop the clock. That's a pickup of 8. The play took 7 seconds. Now 24 seconds remaining.
Got out of bounds too, so the clock stopped.
Miller brings the play in for Will Anderson. Now this is the value of having a 3rd-year quarterback in Will Anderson in the Mike Huffman system. They've repped these plays over and over and over. Snap back to Anderson. Elkhorn South brings pressure. Anderson launches it deep down the field for Johnson. He had it and lost it in the end zone. Almost made a spectacular catch, but Bryce Johnson isn't able to hold on to it. And it'll be 3rd down with 17 seconds to go. Boy, that's a nice thing to have, is you throw it up the end zone and Johnson's going to make a play on it. Well, didn't get around the defender. The ball bounced just in front of him. Look on the replay there. So 3rd down now for Anderson. Good protection. Steps up. Now he's on the run. Can he get to the outside? Can he get out of bounds? And he will. The play takes 7 seconds.
Probably figure they have time for 2 plays. If it isn't one of those situations where they throw the ball in the middle of the field and the guy runs around a little bit. So they still have 2 timeouts left, even with 10 seconds.
So now they're 29 yards away from tying the game.
But they haven't had to use their timeouts either. It's not like they've wasted. They've gotten out of bounds.
But now they're down to 10 seconds remaining. Majority of their plays have taken 7 seconds on this drive. Trying to tie it after Sutko put the Storm on top. Snap back to Anderson. Now he's under pressure. Clock is running. He throws it downfield. It's incomplete. And he had to get rid of it. Because if he would have scrambled even more, the clock would have run out. And now we're down to the final play with 3 seconds to go.
So as defensive coach here, you have some decisions to make. Obviously, you have your 2 deep safeties. You have your guys in a prevent defense. They've put their linebackers back about 20 yards off the ball. One of the things I always like to do, especially you find the best receiver.
Timeout. Bellevue West. That's their second charge.
You put someone on him early to kind of disrupt his ability to get in the end zone, because they have to throw the ball in the end zone, obviously.
So timeout taken by Mike Huffman. Now, one thing about their wide receivers, so Green is 6'1", Johnson is 6 foot, Wright is 6'1", Grant Jones is 6'1". There's Bryce Johnson. Boy, what a night he has had tonight. Anderson has kind of gone with the philosophy. Bryce Johnson is down there somewhere. 29 yards away. The final play of regulation, down 24-17. Here it is.
Brought pressure.
Anderson launches it to the end zone, and it is batted down by guess who? Jaden Sutko. And Elkhorn South rallies down 10 to win 24-17, and what a night for the future Fresno State Bulldog, Jaden Sutko.
Have a night, big fella.
He runs for 302 and 3 on the ground, and he knocks down the final pass. And Elkhorn South is 2-0, and Bellevue West falls to 0-2. Post game's coming up next.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich, here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions, and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, you may face many hard questions. What will tomorrow bring? Which firm should I choose to represent me and my family? We've become the largest injury firm in the world because we've won a lot. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. Over 30% of our new clients are referred by former clients. That says it all. Our results and client satisfaction, that's how we became the largest injury firm in the world. When you call Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm, your very own army springs into action immediately to fight to get you the best result as quickly and easily as possible. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Call 800-589-0055. That's 800-589-0055.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock, and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Attention timeshare owners. This is an urgent consumer alert from the Timeshare Exit Hotline, a national company specializing in helping consumers legally get out of their expensive timeshare contracts. We're offering you a way to legally get rid of your timeshare. So if you're fed up with the maintenance fees that keep on coming and want to learn if you can terminate your timeshare legally and permanently, call today. Call the number on your screen today. It's a free call.
starts out down 10. They shut out Bellevue West in the second half, and Elkhorn South wins 24-17. And they did it with that guy right there, the senior running back, Jaden Sutko. Injured last year, healthy this year, putting up big numbers. 38 carries, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns tonight. And he is our Roloff Construction Player of the Game. Roloff Construction, 100% employee owned. Boy, hard running all night long. 38 carries, 303, 3 scores. Our player of the game and a victory for the Storm of Elkhorn South. Back with some final thoughts after this.
Hi, and welcome everyone watching at home. We're here to remind you that we have agents standing by right now to answer your legal questions. So if you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much is potentially worth. I'm Gina Bellich here with spokesman and TV personality Tom Mustin. So Tom, tell everyone watching at home who should call right now.
Well, Gina, first off, thank you for having me here in the studio. Now, as far as who should call in, the answer is anyone who's been injured in an accident that was not your fault should give us a call right now. Agents are standing by to answer any questions you may have and tell you how much your case is potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. So what kind of calls are we seeing today?
Well, Gina, we're getting calls about all types of accidents, but the most common has been car accidents. So if you or someone you know were injured in an accident that was not your fault, take that first step and give us a call. We'll answer your questions and you'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, Tom. Call now.
Thinking about retirement? Would you like to have retirement income that you can count on for the rest of your life? How about up to 33% more income? Call this number to get this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers. This book is filled with valuable information uncovering little-known secrets to help you maximize your income in retirement. And it's free. Retirement income you can count on starts by calling for this free book. As a bonus, we'll also rush this annuity rate report, also absolutely free. Annuity National researched numerous products and summarized the rates and benefits of annuities from foremost insurance companies like Nassau Life and Annuity. Call for both these free books, Annuity National, retirement income you can count on for the rest of your life. Call now.
For your free books, call 800-793-7995. That's 800-793-7995. 800-793-7995.
What a fun game tonight and some great individual performances. Will Anderson, the quarterback for Bellevue West, 279 yards passing. Bryce Johnson, nearly 80 yards receiving, but the night belonged to Jaden Sutko, Monty. 38 carries, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns, and when they needed him, especially in the second half when they were down 17-7, they went to number 19, and he really controlled and changed the course of this game.
Boy, the story of that second half was Elkhorn South. First of all, stopping Bellevue West offense and not giving up any points, but the Elkhorn South offense controlling that second half with their running game. Number 19 was as good as advertised, better than advertised, but we also can't forget that off the stuff that they were doing with him, the quarterback having 2 big runs in that game-winning drive as well. But you got to run it. You got an offensive line, you got a lead blocker, and you got a running back like him. You can win a lot of games in high school football.
So Elkhorn South now 2-0, and Bellevue West for the first time since 2009 they fall to 0-2 with another close loss. Again, Jaden Sutko, what a night for him. The future Fresno State Bulldog. Will Anderson, the Northern Iowa Panther. Fun game tonight. Should be even more next week. Omaha North and Omaha Central, another top 10 battle. Big thanks to our entire crew, to my partner, Monty Kratzenstein. I'm Gary Sharp. Again, the final score tonight, Elkhorn South rallies to win in the last minute, 24-17 over Bellevue West. From Elkhorn Stadium, I'm Gary Sharp. Good night, everybody.
Nearly 1 in 4 U.S. consumers have been a victim of identity theft, even when they did all the right things to protect their personal information.
I did everything right, but an institution that had my data didn't, and now my identity's been stolen.
Banks, hospitals, employers, and other institutions all have your personal information too, and when they're exposed, careful monitoring of your accounts and credit won't be enough.
$110,000 of my hard-earned money gone.
The stakes are high, and even if you take steps to protect your personal information, you're not the only one who has it. Only LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points every second, alerting you to the widest volume of threats. And if you become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will fix it guaranteed. Plus, all LifeLock members are backed by the LifeLock $1 Million Protection Package, including reimbursement for stolen funds. Call now or go online and use promo code 35TV to save 35% off an annual plan for your first year.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Do you have difficulty hearing your TV? Or have trouble hearing conversations? Then you would benefit from Nano hearing aids. Other hearing aids are expensive and cost thousands of dollars. But if you call now, you can get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids ever again. The Nano CIC rechargeable hearing aid is a true hearing aid, not an amplifier. And they offer superior noise reduction and a tiny in-the-ear design that is nearly invisible. And best of all, they are incredibly affordable. Call now and get 2 Nano CIC rechargeable OTC hearing aids for less than $1 a day. Plus, get a free charging dock and your shipping is always free. But that's not all. Order now and get 1 year of elite protection with loss and theft coverage absolutely free. That's a $79 value, yours free. And all Nano hearing aids come with a 45-day money-back guarantee.
Call 1-800-390-1322. That's 1-800-390-1322.
Heads up, the IRS is on the move. If you owe the IRS more than $10,000 in back taxes, revenue agents can now come directly to your home to collect. That means bank accounts, assets, and cash are all up for grabs. The time for waiting is over. StopIRSDebt.com can intercept these agents and stop collections fast. With thousands of 5-star reviews, we've helped low and high income taxpayers get protected and slash their tax debt. So if you're under audit, need your returns filed, or have an agent at your door, go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings. Simply answer a few questions and you're done. With 87,000 new IRS agents on the move, don't roll the dice any longer. There are now generous options to resolve your tax debt, but you must act fast. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to StopIRSDebt.com now to check for savings.
Call 855-296-9016. That's 855-296-9016.
Miss anything from the show or just want to see it again? See all the videos we have online at sportsstarsoftomorrow.com.
For this week's Sports Star Spotlight, we're going to highlight some top defensive players. Back in the spring, there was fear in Cleveland that Myles Garrett might be traded. But after he signed a 4-year, $160 million contract extension, it now appears that one of the game's elite pass rushers will be sticking around. The 29-year-old has made 6 Pro Bowls, been named a first-team All-Pro 4 times, and he was the 2023 NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Garrett played his high school ball at Martin High School in Arlington, Texas. He was the number 2 overall prospect in the 2014 class.
They don't mean much. I mean, it's just ratings. I mean, you can't really quantify what a guy's done on the field. I mean, he could be doing, blocking, kicking, hitting. It doesn't matter. I mean, as long as you win, I mean, that's the point. Your point is to win and have fun, and that's all I'm worried about. I mean, rankings don't matter. They can go out the window. I just love playing the game and having